Who's saying I'm late? Who said I'm late? Haley, okay. Where are you at, though? What's up, guys? I'm here. We're live. We're live. I think we're live. It says I'm live on my end, but I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's see. This track was clear, but just to be safe, play a little bit more. Wait, let me make sure I can hear my headphones. 1 minute late. Test. For me, it's still okay. Now it's been late. Yo, we're good. We're on time, guys. We're good. We're on time. All right. We're gonna stick to a strict. Oh yeah, we back. We're gonna stick to a strict 2-hour stream today. Just because I had a few things to do with Miss Easy Geeky tonight, so I was like, I'll stream 2 hours and then we'll get on, and then we'll be back tomorrow at the usual time. Finally catch you on the stream. Yo, what's up, Philip? Thank you for tuning in for the first time. Yeah, what's up? Good afternoon, Mr. Geeky. Good afternoon, Mr. Milosh. What's up, guys? You guys ready? All right, zero stalling. We're going straight in. Slightly new camera angle. It's not a new camera angle, but we're back to the old camera angle. I just want to see what looks better. I don't know if you guys like it when it's close or if I put it more farther back, like it's been for like the last 4 months, or if I should I don't know if I should keep it like this or further back. Put the music back. I know. I'm going back. I was just playing this one in the meantime to see if it gets picked up or not. But now that it's been a minute, we can take it off. Thank you, Philip. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh wait. Before we start, I want to show you guys this. Thank you. No stalling. Zero stalling. Thank you. Look, I made that an emoji. I made it a custom emote because everybody was asking. Ellie, stop. Hold up. Rate my haircut. I cut her hair. Her hair's starting to get a little bit tangled, so I was like, I know it's not perfect, but I was like, let me trim it a little bit, and then with time, we'll take you to a groomer and make sure it's like perfectly fine, okay? We're gonna grow it out a little bit more, okay? I'm gonna put you down. I'm gonna see how long she lasts just hanging out with me. Now you want to read too? You can't even stream one novel consistently now. I mean, this is what I was thinking before we continue. Okay, maybe I'll stop for like 2 more minutes, so the 5-minute mark will continue. My plan was to at least start another novel. But only read that one weekly. I'm not like saying we're gonna be pumping out the same amount of chapters, but like maybe say 5 chapters on a Sunday or like 5 chapters on a Saturday. But then I fucking saw SS is like 2,000 plus chapters. So I'm like, I don't know if I should bite my words, not start that, and continue SSSS, and then start the Oral V manhwa. I don't know if that'd be better. And then some people were saying the same thing, like, don't start a big one. Nah, never, York. SSS and RR are very long. Maybe start a shorter one. Yeah, people were saying, because I didn't realize how long it was. I at least finish volume 2 before starting anything. Okay. They're so long though. Do not start a long novel. Okay, so keep. Even Ellie is like, shut up. Don't do a long novel. It's like, are you crazy? All right, let me let her out, and then we'll keep reading. All right, we're gonna start now. I have an idea. Read LOTM and then read LOTM. I'll tell you, like, and then fucking read more LOTM. SS class revival, yes. Manhwa better for you right now. Yeah, I guess. All right. I mean, I'll probably adjust the poll then. Well, we'll probably leave it then with. We'll probably just start Oral V, but then yeah, I was gauging whenever like, yo, it's kind of long, man. But yeah, if you pick any, just I know SS one. All right, let's start. Zero stalling. We're gonna play the track Cammy linked the other day. Bear with me. Over here. Wow, I am really fucking close. I think I am gonna move the camera a little bit more back. I'm not gonna lie. Read LOTM and then reread it. Should be popping in and out of the long stream. Would be busy at times. Yeah. Reverend Insanity has an endpoint. Yeah, and I saw SSS isn't finished, or one of them isn't finished, right? All right, we have this song playing. Unmute. I'm excited, bro. Woo! My God, I'm excited, dude. So much happened, bro. No lore chat. I mean, the plan was to do a lore recap yesterday, but hey, guys, good news. No, I figured we can just read. Because I have been actually updating my notes. I went through like 10 chapters today. I went from like 150 to like 160. I updated a few notes. So I was kind of skimming it. And then I didn't realize, I forgot they fucking mentioned Isengard back in volume 1. I didn't lie yesterday. I didn't schedule it. I was going to. I know, I'm sorry. Okay, I did lie. I know, my bad. Stop drinking the stalling potion. Oh yeah, no, we gotta stop with the stalling potion. Yeah, no, zero stalling. We're just gonna go in. We're gonna keep reading. Because I can only do about like 2 hours or like 2 hours and 10 minutes to at least finish the chapter. Alright, let's go. Wait. I lied. Let me fast forward to the end of this music and make sure it loops. Let's make sure it loops. Okay, we have stopped drinking the stalling potion. Updated copy of your notes that we can edit. Yeah, I know you guys did mention that. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, my camera's really zoomed in. Hold up. I think I have to do this. Lore chat tomorrow, said the liar. Alright, are you guys ready? We have started the recording. Wait, quick disclaimer. We have new emotes. Look at that. Because you guys kept telling me to make this an emote. I don't think it shows on the chat, but yeah, look, just like the pog face. I thought it was a funny reaction from last stream. With the reveal with Derek and Amon. A lot of people, I know people are saying it's different ways to pronounce it. But I guess the clearer version is Amon. Oh, thank you, Philovec. Yay, look at that. I think that was a pretty funny emote, man. I kind of like that one's growing on me. But for now, we'll be reading. Sorry, I know the audio spike. For now, we'll be reading Lord of Mysteries, chapter 362. Today's probably gonna be a short video, but we're gonna be streaming for like 2 hours. All right, let me pause this and let's update and let's go. My true goat, bet. I'm excited, bro. I want to know more. 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 I want to know what he's all about. All I read was the goat. Some people like him, some people hate him. From what I've been gauging, it's like people like him, but then people also hate him. So I don't know what's up with that. All right, let's keep going. Let's do this right here. Beautiful. Perfect. All right, let's keep going. Chapter 362 is called The Secret Deed Ritual. How's that volume? I think the volume's good. A male voice. Is it Mr. Hangman or Little Sun? Klein looked out the window of the gloomy sky, got up, went into the bathroom next door. He locked the door, took 4 steps counterclockwise, and arrived above the gray fog. Within the mysterious space, a towering ancient palace quietly stood. The illusionary male voice echoed in a stacked, continuous manner. Klein glanced at it and confirmed that the prayer was from Little Sun. He sat in the full seat and he's sitting in his seat? He sat in the full seat and stretched out his right hand, emanating his spirituality to touch the corresponding crimson. That was in the trailer when he extends his hand. Lord of the Toilet. It was a majestic toilet with a result reveal. Suddenly, the voice became clear and layered, and Klein quickly figured out what the sun was talking about. The former captain of the exploration team who had seen Amon suddenly lost control and strangely penetrated through the seal. Arriving at his room, fortunately the City of Silver took this matter seriously and had been constantly prepared for it. Otherwise, it would have led to a tragedy. The Sun believes that it's impossible that there was no reason for the man's loss of control. He came up with 2 possibilities, and we got an ad.
Though I personally feel that even now,
super immersion breaking.
Remains uncertain.
Ah, why thank you. Wait, no. Oh, it's playing. That's so funny. Wait. Why did I like this? The return of right. Wait, hold up. I was trying to loop it. Did I not fucking loop it? I'm so sorry. Is it updated? Yes. 362. Yes. We're updated. Sorry. No, you're good. I don't know what happened to me, Lush, but you're okay if there's a spoiler. Wait, hold on. I'm waiting for the ads to end. I don't care about Megan 2. Let's go. Get ad block, bro. I know you guys have told me repeatedly to get ad block. Tell me again what to get. It's like a Chrome extension, or it's based off Chrome. Is it uBlock Origin, right? I'll get uBlock Origin. Yeah, because Opera GX used to work, but now it doesn't. This was my gamer Internet Explorer. Invest in Adblocker King, bet. For you guys, bet. Don't skip my ads, but for you guys, I'll get Adblocker. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I skipped one ad the other day. I was rewatching one of my videos. It was a fucking hour-long ad, bro. You block Origins, best ad block. I'll look into this. I ain't gonna watch my own 1 hour ad. It's like, I gotta skip this shit, dude. All right, let's keep going. Zero stalling. Back to it. Find my place. Let's reread this sentence. Fortunately, the city of Silver took this matter seriously and it had been constantly prepared for it. Otherwise, it would have led to a tragedy. The Sun believes that it's possible that there was no reason for the man's loss of control. He came up with two possibilities. One was that his own Beyonder pathway met the requirements of being the ancient sun god's descendant. That's already kind of mind-blowing. I'm over here thinking just because he went above the Grey Fog. But one was that his own Beyonder pathway met the requirements of being the ancient sun god's descendant. That's a big pill to swallow. And the other possibility was that the man might have sensed the Tarot gathering and Mr. Fool's secret pull. That's what I'm speculating. If it were the former, he wouldn't have waited until today and waited until the end of the Tarot gathering before losing control. The latter reason has a greater probability. This is the first time I've encountered someone who can sense the matters regarding the Grey Fog. That Amon is very scary. It's no wonder their family was known as the Blasphemers during the 4th epoch. Even their last names are tab. I forgot about this. The plot. I thought she said the plot chickens. Even their last names are taboo. Klein subconsciously looked at the Crimson Star and the corresponding supplicant. He carefully observed the blurry image of the little sun to see if there was anything abnormal within him. Klein believed that Amon wouldn't be so easily eliminated, even if it was as the chief of the city of Silver had said that his body wasn't his main body. It didn't make it any easier to eliminate him. So the Captain Guard was just like his substitute body. Okay. The only possibility is that the pirate houses in the city of Silver had been using mystical items to monitor him. But is that even possible? When he decided to let the former leader of the exploration team lose control and silently penetrate through the seal, he definitely had a plan in place. In the midst of his thoughts, Klein even suddenly froze as he looked at the prayer scene. Entwined on the instinct body of the sun was a translucent and illusionary figure. Wait, what? In the midst of his thoughts, Klein's eyes suddenly froze as he looked at the prayer scene. Oh, he's seeing what happened. Entwined on the instinct body of the sun was a translucent and illusionary figure. He had hands and feet, but he was like a python. What's going on with ads over here, man? Am I not looping this fucking song? Hold the fuck up. What the fuck is going on? I gotta stop going through my shit because I keep looping it and it's not fucking looping. I am so sorry. You know what's funny? The Absolute Cinema one, but with that in a minute. My immersion, bro. This guy. I know. I'm sorry. Test run. Okay, we're done. Sorry, bro. We're breaking the immersion. Whew. Rewind it. Okay, we're good. That was from the playlist. That was from the playlist. The street. No. We're not cursed. We're gonna take it back. At least the VOD isn't cursed. Let's reread from here. Entwined on the instinct body of the sun was a translucent and illusionary figure. He had hands and feet, but he was like a python, twisting around the sun while his head rested behind the sun's head. What? In the blurred image, he was wearing a black classical robe, a pointed hat, and a crystal monocule. Oh, you deleted that so quick. Oh, that's okay. The sun I didn't even read what it was. The sun didn't notice any of this. Oh, he's like a parasite, dude. Klein almost drew a cold gasp, shocked at the strange means that were available to that entity. He vaguely understood the other party's intention. What? What was his intention? By residing in the spirit body of the sun, he is waiting for the next Tarot gathering. What the? Bro, hold up. We got a spy. Oh, no, Derek. Oh, we lost Derek. I already know it. Oh, no. By residing in the spirit of the body. So, you have your physical body and then, your spiritual body can be, contaminated. Okay, so that's what this is leading to. You have there's your physical mean and then there's your spiritual mean, right? By residing in the spirit body of the sun, he is waiting for the next Tarot gathering, allowing him to sneak above the Grey Fog like a virus or a Trojan horse. It's more like a Trojan horse, right? When that happens, my control over this mysterious space might be snatched away. He's truly a blasphemer. Fortunately, Little Sun is rather naive and straightforward, so he immediately reported this to me. Through the corresponding crimson stars and the power of the Grey Fog, I was able to discover his peculiar state. Klein drew a breath and tried to calm down. I'm scared for Derek, man. At that moment, he had to respond. He had to quickly think of a way to get Amon out of the sun or temporarily expel the sun out of the Tarot gathering. Looking at himself from his beyonder powers of the magician, clown, and seer to his Ix copper whistle, the Dark Emperor card, the all black eye, the sun brooch, the biological poison bottle, and so on, Klein couldn't find a way to deal with Amon. Amon's sequence is definitely above, so he's a high sequence to be honest. Dude, you guys have been sending a lot of messages. The spoilers are crazy, even Cammy's spoiling. Amon's sequence is definitely above sequence 4, and the means available to him must be sufficiently strange. To be able to escape from the City of Silver's mystical artifacts and powerful demon hunters, and means that he isn't something which can easily be eliminated with ordinary objects or powers. They're hyping this guy up a little bit. After thinking for a moment and looking around, Klein discovered that there was only one possibility of eliminating Amon, the Grey Fog.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Apple Card is a no-fee credit card that gives you daily cash back.
Opera GX is not working, dude. I'm hitting loop and it doesn't loop. What the fuck is going on? Bro, what the fuck is going on? I'm hitting loop and it's not looping. And then it fucking plays the ad randomly. This fucking stream is so cursed. I'm only streaming 2 hours and this shit is pissing me off, dude. I need uBlock Origin ASAP after this fucking stream, dude. Oh, praise the Apple Card. I know. Alright, let's keep going. What the hell is happening in Shibuya? What is happening in Shibuya? Adblock for free? I will. I know they're doing construction in Shibuya, so it's kind of congested. Alright, I lost my fucking place. Holy shit. After thinking, let me reread this part. After thinking for a moment and looking around, Klein discovered that there was only one possibility of eliminating Amon, the Grey Fog, this mysterious space. I had to think of a way to pry its powers away. The sacrifice and the bestowment rituals are from before are examples. With this train of thought, Klein turned his gaze to the book of... Oh, he's already going to look at the book! The Book of Secrets. This mysticism book, which originated from the ancient shaman king Klarman, recorded many mysterious rituals that required help from the primitive moon. Klein, who had... Oh, before the Evernight. Yeah, right. The primitive moon. Klein, who had been reading it before, vaguely remembered that a few of them were suitable for such a scenario. Of course, it was unknown what changes he would have to make after directing it towards the fool. He could only keep his hope up and try his best. As Klein flipped through the book, his eyes stopped at a ritual. Blood Moon Sacrifice. This ritualistic magic was clearly different from the simple one that Klein had learned before, and it used the element of a secret deed. The process was to use a material rich in spirituality, preferably the blood of a beyonder, to write the honorable name of the target of the secret deed of an animal on an animal hide, and to draw the corresponding symbols and magical labels. What? It was necessary. If necessary, the specific circumstances of a given time and place also had to be taken into account. When this was done, the ritual host would set up an altar, pick up the piece and hide, and repeat the honorable name, letting their spirituality to seep into the hide, gradually spreading it out little by little to form a hidden bond with the corresponding great being, and obtaining the corresponding spiritual experience or help. The final outcome of this ritual was unknown. It all depended on what the hidden or great being bestowed, or rather, according to one's characteristics, the knowledge and power one could gain through the secret bond were also different. This kind of rather vague and subjective ritual gave Klein enough freedom to modify and manipulate it. If he had assumed the stance or forcibly limited Amon from the beginning, then Amon would have certainly resisted and created a dangerous accident. If the target of the secret deed were the true creator of the hidden sage, it is normal for the ritual to end in madness. Klein mumbled as he conjured a pen and paper and began to modify the Blood Moon Sacrifice to turn it into a secret deed ritual that belonged to the fool. First, he replaced the honorable name with the 3 sentences of a king of yellow and black. Then he replaced the symbolic symbol with the one behind the seat of the fool. That makes sense. It was a unique symbol made up of a part of the hidden pupilless eyes of the contorted lines. The third was to design the corresponding magic label according to the symbols of his mystical knowledge. This was the most difficult step. Any mistakes would cause the entire ritual to produce unpredictable developments. Lastly, he had to modify the layout of the altar to make it closer to the fool and to the king of yellow and black. After busying himself for quite a while, Klein had a new secret deed ritual, but he was unsure if it would work. He examined it over and over again, and after confirming that there was no mistakes, he emanated his spirituality heavily and replied to the little son, "I'm aware. I have something to task you with. Let's see if this ritual works." The son Derek suddenly woke up from his dreamless slumber. Before his eyes were boundless gray fog and the lofty Fool. His ears echoed with bits of illusionary and distant words. He knew that Mr. Fool would occasionally ask the members of the Terror Club to make small attempts as if to verify something. He wasn't surprised by this, and he immediately sat up and began to search for a monster hide, exotic herbs, and other objects. As for the spiritual materials described in the ceremony, Derek didn't waste any time heading to the spire of the underground market to buy them. He picked up the axe of the hurricane and sliced a tiny wound in his arm. Silently, he used his own blood as ink. Ooh. And he wrote the name of the Fool and its corresponding symbols and magic labels on the pitted monster hide. That is so sadistic, man. Klein is just a regular dude trying to go back home. He's like, cut yourself and like spell my name. What pathway? I don't know, man. He's probably on like something else, dude. Well, you know what? That's a good idea because I haven't even thought about what pathway he could be on. I completely forgot about, like, he has to be on a pathway. I thought he was like his own entity. You are right. We have to, I mean, we'll see, right? Because everything comes from like the pathways. All right, we'll talk about that after then. That's a good idea. After a while, he put down the quill, and I skipped the line. I lost my place. Silently, he used his own blood as ink, and he wrote the name of the Fool and its corresponding symbols and magic labels on the pitted monster hide. After a while, he put down the quill that was stained with blood. He saw many mysterious symbols on the hide, and the colors were bright and red and had an indescribable hint of demonic dealings. After dealing with the wound on his arm, the pale-faced Derek quickly finished setting up the altar. He picked up the blood-red word of and all kinds of terrifying symbols from the hide and held it tightly in his hand. He looked at the flickering candle flame in front of him, closed his eyes, lowered his head, and repeatedly recited the honorable names of the Fool. The Fool that doesn't belong to this era, the mysterious ruler above the gray fog, the king of yellow and black who wields good luck. Derek's spirituality slowly flowed out and infused the hide, and the wounds and the words in Jotun and the magic symbols on it quickly brightened. It was a startling crimson color. I swear if an ad plays. Okay, an ad didn't play. Whew. At that moment, he who had already entered into a cogitation state was only feeling his psyche gradually dissipate as it floated to an immeasurable height, coming into contact with a grayish-white fog and the hidden great being. Above the gray fog, inside the palace that looked like a giant's residence, noticing that the sun had not shown any signs of a delay in preparing the ritual, Klein chose to wait there above the gray fog. Suddenly, he felt the entire mysterious space start to tremble. The motionless grayish-white fog started to flow. The crimson star corresponding to the sun shined brightly and emitted illusory rays of light like the tide. I'm sorry, my nose is a little congested, so my reading is a little slurred today. These countless rays of light condensed into a blurry figure of the sun. He was in a supplicating position with his eyes closed and his head lowered, waiting for the moment when he could bond with the great being and gain a miraculous spiritual experience. The translucent figure on his body was still tightly coiled like a python, but its head was already tilted back as it looked up. The crystal monocle it wore flashed dimly. Oh, okay. Okay, no, it's okay, username. Thank you. He's searching for the subtle hidden connection. He should have recognized that this is just a secret deed ritual, but he didn't do anything to stop it. Is he trying to find the connection through it? Klein suddenly came to this realization. Hold up, I'm kind of confused. He's searching for the subtle hidden he's searching for the connection between Derek and Klein, right? He should have recognized that this is just a secret deed ritual, but he didn't do anything to stop it. Is he trying to find the connection through it? Klein suddenly came to this realization and felt the gray fog and the mysterious space above it simultaneously rippling with power. However, for the time being, Klein couldn't combine these forces with his own spirituality to create a beyond effect that could exorcise the evil spirits unless there was another corresponding ritual. Another one? Very interesting indeed. 39 people? Wow, that is impressive and interesting indeed. Yeah. Klein's eyes quickly swept the area in front of him, and his gaze stopped at the sun brooch? Alright, wait, let's pause and update. West Coast. Yeah, we're West Coast. Let's do this. Yeah, we're on West Coast. Oh, dude, you haven't answered? No, it's okay, man. I'm already forgetting the update. I feel like my camera's too close now, man. Is it? I feel weird. I'm kind of self-conscious. I don't know what York said. No, I didn't read it. No, it's okay. It was a slight spoiler. All right, this is updated. Let's do 363 down here. And let's fucking keep reading, man. Because we only got 2 hours. We got to make the most of this stream right now. Let's do this. And tomorrow we should be able to go more than 2. Oh man, I'm late. No, you're not late, Hollow. We only read 1 chapter. Mysterious Fool doing his job. I'm kind of confused by like this whole new ritual, but I know they should explain it right here. So let's keep reading. Chapter 363 is called High Level Authority. That sounds kind of broken, or whatever's happening. Whoo, okay. This is exciting, man. There's a dude that's trying to like go in to the Tarot Gathering for whatever ultimatum, right? Or he's trying to find out what's going on. Perhaps I can use it as a bridge. Is that from the anime trailer? Remember they look like bridges or like a crossway, right? And you guys are like, you'll know later. Perhaps I can use it as a bridge. Just as this thought flashed through Klein's mind, his right hand grabbed the sunburn-shaped dark golden brooch. At the same time, he used his spirituality as a whirlpool to attract the pride powers from the mysterious space towards him, making it surge towards the sun brooch like a tidal wave. The quivering above the gray fog became obvious. Little dots of pure light intertwined and swept towards Klein, blending with his spirituality. Okay, pure light. The sunbird-shaped dark golden brooch began to glow with a dazzling brilliance. It grew brighter and denser, and in an instant, drop after drop of translucent golden liquid began to condense. The liquid quickly merged together and formed a human figure that was as tall as Klein. It was a golden figure, a sacred figure. Wasn't Khalid or the guy from the last chapter, wasn't he like the golden guy? Isn't that what they called him? Right? It was a golden figure, so it kind of looks the same. It does work. Sun holy water that's created from a higher level of power. Oh, sun holy water that's created from a higher level of power is close to a god's bestowment. Okay. Klein's heart was filled with joy. He turned his gaze back to the crimson star which symbolized the sun. He then looked at the figure that was waiting to bond with the great beings. As for the divine figure condensed by the golden sun holy water, it wasn't a result of the sun brooch, but simply a manifestation of Klein's subconscious thoughts. What? Reaching this step, he had already allowed the golden figure to move forward. What am I reading? Through the illusionary crimson star, emerged with little sun through a secret deed ritual as it dispelled it. As it dispelled the evil spirit hidden inside his body, as well as giving him a certain amount of knowledge and a miraculous spiritual experience. However, Klein didn't have much confidence at that very moment. The power of the mysterious space was obviously higher than his spirituality, making him unable to smoothly control the power. As such, the power of the golden figure was mixed, chaotic, and insufficiently coordinated. If he used it as is, the effect was at most 10% of what he had expected. He's like, damn, okay. As for Amon, who was suspected to be descendant of the... It's kind of wild that he's a descendant. Like, it's suspected, right? As for Amon, who was suspected to be a descendant of the ancient sun god, he was born into a family. Oh my god, I am stuttering. He was born into a family of blasphemers in the Tudor Emperor's 4th epoch. Even if it wasn't his main body, he was able to successfully hide his identity from the powerful high-sequence demon hunter and the powerful mystical items that protected the existence of the City of Silver. Klein truly didn't have much confidence with the effects only amounting to 10%. His initial well, I mean, if he's sequence 4, he's either... What were the 3? So from... Damn, you guys are deleting a lot of messages. So from sequence 4 and up, it was a daikon, then there was an angel, and then God. Right? Or demigod. No. It was daikon, or bishop, right? No. Or that's what the Nighthawks. Then you have angels, demigods, and then gods. So like Amon is somewhere in between those. Demigod, I think, right? Saint, angel, god. Or like, wasn't there demigod in between that? People are a little too excited today. They don't think it's okay. I know people are just a little excited today. I'm noticing there's been spoilers today. Okay, sequence 3 to 4 are saints, 1 and 2 are angels. Got it. And then once you hit sequence 1, you have the powers of a demigod, and then sequence 0 is god. Got it. Oh no, sequence 4 to 1 are the powers of a demigod. Like that's the level of strength. Got it. Thank you, Romero. Thank you. So he is somewhere in that tier. Okay. And dude, 10% of this is Klein is not gonna take him out with only 10%. No, it's okay. Well, I mean, that's how crazy the series is. Even I forget, dude. Even you guys are forgetting. However, having come this far, Klein naturally wanted the best outcome and strived to succeed in it. And when I skipped a paragraph. His initial plan was to only give it a try. If it really didn't work, he would temporarily bar the sun and then reconnect with him when he found a better solution. However, having coming this far, Klein naturally wanted the best outcome and strived to succeed in one go. Having disguised himself as a godlike fool, he too had a little pride and he wanted to keep up his reputation. He has to keep up the farce. He gave a self-deprecating laugh as he prepared to find a way to increase the effects of the golden figure to dispel the evil entity at the last moment. Of course, I can only waste a few seconds, otherwise the ritual will be over. Klein's eyes swept over the items on the long bronze table, again thinking only the word high level. Due to his spirituality intuition as a seer, his gaze landed on an item, the card of blasphemy. The Dark Emperor card. Of all the items Klein owned, it was the only one that matched the words high level, which is true. As for Zig's copper whistle, Klein clearly remembered that it had been completely suppressed when the Blackthorn security company faced off with the spawn of the evil god. Oh, it didn't even... Oh, yeah, you're right. It didn't even work against Megusa's spawn. So, that isn't able to compete with Amon, right? However, what the Dark Emperor card's high level pertains to it is the knowledge contained inside. That's not right. After the owner advances to become a high sequence Beyonder, it can produce subtle responses with the Beyonder ingredients that are needed. Furthermore, it also possesses the characteristics of anti-divination and anti-prophecy. In other words, its level isn't low. I don't need to use it for fight as long as I can use its high level to suppress the powers of this mysterious space above the Grey Fog. As if I can minimize the chaotic and unnatural coordination of the golden figure, that will be enough. This is kind of big brain for me. Hold up. I might have to reread this. I can use its high level to suppress the power of this mysterious space above the Grey Fog. And if I can minimize the chaotic and unnatural coordination of the golden figure, that will be enough. Klein quickly came up with an idea. He reached out his hand towards the Dark Emperor card, which had its back facing up. Just then, he noticed a frightening scene through the corner of his eyes. Within the shadow of the sun that was formed by the illusionary rays of the Crimson Star, a palm so shriveled that only skin and bones remained was suddenly reaching forward. Is it him? Slowly but firmly grabbed at the boundary of the Crimson Star, giving off a feeling as if it was piercing through reality and entering the psyche domain. Yo, is it Amon? Amon was attempting to use the connection to rip open the boundary and extend... What the fuck is going on, dude? How is somebody able to get in, dude? Klein must now use 200 IQ? Bro, I'm like at 50 right now. I can't comprehend this. Basically... Oh, thank you, Romero. Basically, he used a ritual to connect the sun in a spiritual level and used the sun brooch to purify him. So he's trying to summon him spiritually, cleanse him, and then he's gonna use the card to get more powerful. Since oh, you're right. It enhances like your spirituality. So he enhances his spirituality to like a high sequence level. He summons him spiritually, and then he cleanses him. Interesting. I like this one with the molecule in it. When you guys were doing the Martin Scorsese thing, that was pretty funny. That had me laughing. That's gonna be the title for this video. It's gonna be Amon going like this. That's even gonna be on the thumbnail. We're gonna be going like this. So shit. Okay, well, I lost my place. Oh no. Amon was attempting to connect and rip through the open and oh my god, I'm a little excited. Amon was attempting to use the connection to rip open the boundary and extend his hand into the gray fog. Whoosh! For the first time, the endless gray-white fog was in chaos. The flowing from before seemed to turn into waves as gales formed. Klein's pupil shrank. He's like, his hand shriveled up? Well, Amon's hand reached out. Like, the translucent one. Klein's pupil shrank. He no longer hesitated and he picked up the Dark Emperor card. As soon as he held his item in his hand, he immediately felt that his spirituality was no longer subdued by the power of the mysterious space. Suddenly, the golden figure became abnormally tall and like a giant, okay? There's a lot of giants in this series, and on its back, it grew pairs of enormous pitch black wings. The golden figure is his full persona, right? That's what he manifested. Suddenly, the golden figure became abnormally tall, and on its back, it grew a pair of enormous pitch black wings. So that's where you guys are coming in with the wings. There was a total of 12 pairs. Okay. The one thing I know, like, between, like, archangels, the more wings it has, like, the higher the rank. The purification effect takes the shape of the golden figure. But he was purifying Derek, right? Okay, wait, let me keep reading. Because it is a little... It's kind of confusing me. I am going to have to reread it, though. The contrast between the gold and black was stark, and the huge figure driven by Klein spread its wings to cover the vast dome of the towering palace. Without a sound, the sacred yet corrupting figure of light and darkness flashed over, overlapping with the manifestation of Little Sun that was formed by the Crimson Star. So it overlaps with the manifestation of the Little Sun for the purification effect. Got it. Thank you, Romero. The light of the shadows intersected, and a fierce wind blew in all directions. The palm that was so shriveled that it didn't have any flesh to the point of only having skin and bones left shrank backward uncontrollably, but it also firmly refused to retreat, so it's holding on. It was like a man falling off a cliff who had extended his hand to grab a bulge, unwilling to let go regardless of what happened. This guy does not know how to let go. In the midst of the illusory chaotic sounds, light and darkness completely erupted. The shriveled hand finally lost its support and it plummeted, constantly disintegrating and disappearing as it did. After a few seconds, the gray fog in the mysterious space above the gray fog I read that wrong. After a few seconds, the gray fog in the mysterious space above it returned to its previous tranquility, as if no one had stepped inside for thousands of years. Klein focused again and saw that the blurry figure of Little Sun was no longer entangled with the twisted and incorporeal entity. Phew. Unable to stop himself, he heaved a sigh of relief. Then he conjured the contrasting images from before and threw them at the manifested figure of the Little Sun in the crimson rays of light, allowing him to fully comprehend them. In the Berg household in the City of Silver, Derek felt both awake and adrift at the same time. It was as if he could see shadows of ineffable shapes? What shapes? Different colors of light that contained endless knowledge, and a majestic, tall, golden figure looking down upon everything. This figure stood beside Mr. Fool in the thick gray fog. Oh, so it's like behind him, right? It's like, okay. With 12 pairs of huge, dark, mysterious wings on its back, not only did his body and mind become warm and pure, but he also seemed to understand what was called sunlight. Oh, he understood it. He had even figured out holy water creation, as well as the knowledge to exorcise evil spirits. It also contained images, and he could understand, such as a towering, hidden, primordial mausoleum. That is a callback to Volume 1. I caught that. Whoa, wait. It also This figure stood beside Mr. Fool in a thick gray fog with 12 pairs of huge, dark, mysterious wings on its back. Not only did his body and mind become warm and pure, but he also seemed to understand what was called sunlight. He had even figured out the holy water creation, as well as the knowledge to exorcise evil spirits. It also contained images he couldn't understand, such as a towering, hidden pyramid mausoleum. Okay. And the intoxicating spiritual experience, it was as if he had returned to his most carefree childhood, to the lands where the sun shone in his imagination. And it was only when everything was gone and the simple furnishings of his room came into view that he snapped back to his senses. And this, the secret deed ritual as referenced in textbooks. For more than 2,000 years, no one in the City of Silver had succeeded before. No one has been able to come in contact with a mighty existence. At that moment, Derek's low spirits and loneliness lessened. A heartfelt smile beamed on his face. Oh, he's happy, dude. The full so-called experiment was to confirm whether our City of Silver's environment can perform a secret deed ritual. That wondrous feeling of all that knowledge was the payment he gave me. Derek lowered his head again and said with a great respect, "Thank you, Mr. Fool." Right at this moment, a grayish-white fog suddenly... And he has no idea what happened with Amon. Right at this moment, a grayish-white fog suddenly appeared in front of his eyes. In the center of the gray fog was a lofty chair. It was the leisurely seated Fool. Then Derek saw himself covered in a translucent illusionary shadow. The figure... Oh, so he's showing him what happened. The figure wore a black classic robe, a matching pointed hat, and a crystal monocle hung from its face. So this is Amon's figure. The figure wore a black classic robe, a matching pointed hat, and a crystal monocle hung from its face. It coiled around his body like a python. This Amon wasn't dead. He evaded the detection of the mystical items and the attention of his excellency, and became a parasite on my spirit body. Derek's eyes widened, and he saw himself as he was now, no longer entangled by Amon. Did Mr. Fool notice him and finish him? Derek's sunken heart calmed down when cold sweat trickled down his forehead due to the lingering fear. His face, on the other hand, dispelled an expression of instinctive reverence. He subconsciously followed the words described in the mythology course and said, "Praise you, the mighty Mr. Fool." Somewhere in the deep darkness, a bolt of lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the surroundings. This was a plan that was filled with ravings and a dark green single-eyed giant. Let me read. Bro, so much. Amon is cute. Yeah, that's what he got out of it. So, yeah. Derek gained some knowledge from the ritual. He learned the sun purification. Yeah, so he learned all that. And then he saw like flashing images of the Pyre Mausoleum. Because the Black Emperor ritual needs them. See, that is true. He needed the 9 pyramids. As of right now, I need more of a like physical description. Right now we just got like a clothing description. I need the physical description, Milosh, before we get to that point. Somewhere in the deepest darkness, I lost my place. Somewhere in the deep darkness, a bolt of lightning streaked across the sky, illuminating the surroundings. This was a plan that was filled with ravings and a dark green. This is a new colored eye. A dark green single-eyed giant was wandering about subconsciously. So there's just a wandering giant. His eyes were lifeless and his face was covered with the traces of the rotting pus. Grayish yellow gas permeated from his body and interwoven in the air, forming many clouds. This is so trippy. The secret deed. Wait, was that? Remember, the secret deed ritual is a ritual where a person prays to a greater existence. Derek prayed to Klein and gains a connecting to that entity to gain the power of knowledge. Klein used that connection to cleanse sun. So he, okay, I'm gonna have to reread that. That was a little overwhelming, but thank you for simplifying it, Romero. Thank you. You guys are all spamming that. And beneath his feet, in the darkest ravings of the plain, there was a figure standing at the edge, overlooking the land below. Okay, what's going on? Who's standing under the giant? With the help of the lightning, a thick and broad grayish-white building could be vaguely seen at the bottom of the ravine. The figure was dressed in a black The figure was dressed in a black classic robe and a pointed cap of the same color. It had curly black hair, black eyes, a broad forehead, and thin cheeks. It looked identical to the phantom Derek Burke had seen. So Amon is dressed in a black classic robe, a pointed cap of the same color, black coat, black hat, curly black hair, black eyes, okay? A broad, square, 5-head forehead because he's probably ugly, and thin cheeks. My man's looking like Frankenstein, okay? Wait, no, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you guys because I know some people like him. wait, hold up. It looked identical to the phantom Derek Burke had seen. Sorry, I'm making fun of him. I didn't mean to make fun of him. You're right. I probably hate him. We probably hate him. We don't know what's going on. Or we probably like him. No. I don't want to see fan art of this guy just yet. Nah, he's beautiful. Actually, okay, I want to keep this man a mystery. Until, like, he's, like, more introduced, I don't think I'm going to look at fan art for him. As expected, I lost my place. He raised his hand and pinched the crystal molecule. He pinched it. Then he turned his head to the left and looked into the distance. As expected, he suddenly whispered in the language of ancient Phasic. He speaks Phasic. Oh, this is him speaking. As expected. As expected. Okay, yeah, no fan art. At least for now. After pausing for a moment, the man smiled and said the words, how does he know the fool? As expected, the fool. So this means, I was right. Somebody has taken the place of the fool before Klein did. So before, there was probably like another Tarot Club gathering with the same persona of the fool, right? Did I not mention that like 100-something chapters ago? Before he finished speaking, he had already jumped into the ravine in front of him. At this moment, the lightning subsided for a second and the darkness completely enveloped the world. After eliminating the fatal threat, Klein returned to the real world, once again feeling the urgent need to advance his seeking. He was like, yo, bro, I gotta level up. The Amon that I eliminate wasn't the main body. If he truly is interested in the mysterious space above the Great Fog, he will soon return to the City of Silver. At that time, I wonder if the 2 legendary mystical items and the 3 demon hunters will be able to stop him. For a mere clone to be so bizarre and terrifying, what can imagine how powerful his main body is? Therefore, I need to conclude the rest of the magician rules as soon as possible, and through digestion and advancement, better grasp the mysterious space above the Grey Fog. Perhaps the City of Silver's Shepherd Elder will be used. If she already is corrupted by the true creator, Klein opened the bathroom door and went down the first floor while in deep thought. This is scary, man. I'm liking the cooking. I'm liking this. So, potential villains for this volume is Amon and the City of Silver's Shepherd Elder. So those are the two at the top of my list that we might fight. But that did not happen. Back in Volume 1, and ended up being Magoose and Magoose's baby. And I did not see that coming. So right now I'm speculating endgame boss for Volume 2 would be Amon and the City of Silver's Shepherd, right? Or I mean the Elder Shepherd. But who knows, man? Knowing Cuttlefish, he's probably going to throw us like a wrench last minute. But he's going to throw us a curveball and we're like not even going to see it coming. Let's pause and update. Can't change the music now? Alright, we'll change the music. If you want, we'll play... I'll just play this. We'll play this one then. We'll play this, because we still have an hour and 15-20 minutes. You silly man, update the chapter in 10 cents. I was about to read and not update. Holy shit. That was pretty bad, man. We almost forgot to update. Whew. Let me turn the volume up a little bit for me. I'll turn the volume up for you guys. 134. This is exciting. I'm sorry my nose is a little congested, so it's a little rough for me to read right. It's not rough. No, I lied. It's not rough. I'm just a little off of reading right now. I woke up with a fucking congested nose and I don't know what the heck happened. So after the 2 hours, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take some, I don't know, something to feel better. Amon preview is already scaring you? It is a little bit. You silly man, update. Change music. It's basically a public Wi-Fi connection. Wait, hold on. Let me read this. He basically established a public Wi-Fi connection. Klein was connecting to the sun, and Amon was hijacking that signal to connect to Klein. So he was trying to connect to the full. Maybe not Klein itself, but to the full, right? I might be bad at experimenting, but this might be a good way to think about it. No, that was a really good way of explaining it. Yeah. Or don't forget the grave. I still remember the Grey Fog is basically like his VPN. No, I didn't ignore your first message. What was your first message? You silly man, update? I read it. Oh, wait, I did read... my bad, I missed the... Update the chapter and timestamps. Got it. We got it. We're good. We're updated. Let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. Chapter 364 is called Cathedral of Serenity. What about the rest of the Magician rules? So, we are definitely going past Magician in Volume 2. I think we're going to hit Faceless. Wait, no. Faceless is next, right? Or there's something before Faceless. No, right now I'm good. I'm following this. Amon was trying to establish a connection to him. Klein used his new ritual to, like, spiritually summon them. And then he was able to use the blasphemy card to, I guess, raise his spirituality to a point where he can cleanse him and, like, get rid of, like, Amon's, like, hijacking. I get it. It was a little confusing. I will go back and read it. I think I explained it kind of bad. But I will go back and read it. What about the rest of the Magician rules? As Klein idly leafed through the newspaper, he had finished his readings. He thought about the issue that mattered most of him. He had already considered one point before, and that was that the difference between having an audience to cheer for him and not having one. However, just this alone didn't seem sufficient. With this point, Klein's thoughts ran wild and inexplicably thought of something. When I was still a seer, being recognized and praised as a true fortune teller would give me a feeling that process of digestion that the magician potion had become faster. I butchered that, sorry. After I concluded the seer principles, I began to believe that there was no direct correlation between the views and feedbacks from others. No, if you're acting, you need an audience, right? And feedback from others that they were merely expressions, nothing substantial. If I act well enough, I would naturally be acknowledged and my digestion would naturally be faster. That is to say, I had always believed that there were two different responses with the same gains and not something related to causality. But now there's the choice of receiving an audience applause. If it does help me digest the potion, does it mean that some performances really require feedback and the way that others view me can subtly affect the progress of my potion's digestion? By extension, with the establishment of the churches by the 7 Orthodox gods, the spreading of their faith and the nurturing of their followers partly be a result of this. This is truly a sacrilegious thought. Am I indeed not a person who sincerely worships gods? I will praise them, but I won't blindly believe in them. Klein quickly adjusted his train of thought as he searched for another angle of attack. He repeatedly compared the subtle differences between seer, clown, and magician. Gradually, he came up with the idea. In comparison, does the magician who needs to perform possess the need to take the initiative? Taking the initiative to perform instead of being passive like a seer clown. From the perspective of fate, it also fits. For a seer's reverence of fate, a clown's characteristics of being teased by fate will still maintain a smile. And finally, a magician who takes the initiative to challenge fate, even the result is nothing real or substantial, he will still receive the audience's applause from his deception. Klein nodded indiscriminately as he planned to make attempts and taking the initiative to perform. Where should I start? It should be something relatively less dangerous. I can consider the imprisonment of that vampire named Emil White by Father Utrowski. However, I need to confirm that this group of non-humans abide by the law of only engage in petty theft at the worst. Where do... I forgot how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Where do... Emlens companions... Where... I know it's not a meal. Where do Emlyn's companions... I'm sorry. Stay on the southern side of the bridge. I can't really remember. I'll have to use divination to jog my memories. I'll also confirm how dangerous it is. Having come to this conclusion, Klein put down the newspaper, got up, and went upstairs. It had to be said that he didn't have any other motivations to actively involve himself in something that had almost nothing to do with him. It wasn't his personality, but in order to act, he had to force himself to do so. This is considered rather simple for me. How would a straight male act as a witch and demoness of pleasure? It's no wonder the City of Silver empathizes that you are only acting. Klein suddenly understood the meaning of domination. City of Silver in a dark room at the top of the spire. Chief of the six-member council, Colin Illid, stood in front of a window, staring at the City of Silver, which was shrouded in darkness and lightning. These beams of light illuminated his disheveled white hair, revealing literally Geralt of Rivia. Oh my god. Literally, I did? Emil? Emlyn. I think you said it right? Okay. Chief of the six-member council, Colin Illid, stood in front of a window, staring at the City of Silver, which shrouded in darkness and lightning. Those beams of light illuminated his disheveled white hair, revealing his twisted and hideous old scars. Geralt of Rivia, he even has the scars on the face, as well as the deep wrinkles on his face and his worried eyes. After an unknown period of time, Colin turned and looked at a dark corner. He asked in a deep voice, "Find anything?" In the corner, a shadow stood up. It was pitch black as it shot towards the wall, twisting and whirling. Its voice carried the feeling of a metal rubbing against the metal, as it was rather jarring to the ears. After Derek Bird returned home, he showed some signs of abnormality, but there was no immediate need to deal with it. Colin eyed slightly and said, "What did you do?" With the help of the mystical item at the bottom of the spire, the Rampager and the clone of the mysterious figure were eliminated. However, he had constantly suspected that the matter had not been completely resolved. The former captain of the exploration team suddenly lost control. The mysterious person recklessly took action after enduring for a full 42 years without any consideration for the traps or the consequences. After all of this made Colin, who had killed and hunted many monsters, instinctively feel that something was amiss. Therefore, he believed that this was a deliberate choice made by the mysterious man. Although the real purpose of the mysterious man was still unknown, he definitely had some sort of follow-up method, and it wouldn't be so simple to get rid of him. After using his demon hunter powers and finding no abnormalities, he deliberately pretended to be deceived and directly permitted the youth named Derek Berg to return home. However, he had secretly sent someone to monitor the situation closely. This was completely different from the detention and observation method which Colin had used in the past. It was a change he had no choice but to make. I feel like the music's a little loud, right? I'll turn it down a bit. The black shadow that was slightly grating replied. After he entered the room, he sat on the edge of the bed and muttered to himself for quite a while. As I was afraid that the mysterious man who would discover me, I didn't get too close, so I couldn't clearly hear what was being said. However, I can confirm that this is an abnormal sign. After talking to himself, talking to yourself is abnormal? Okay. Catching up on 2x? Sorry, inevitable. After talking to himself, Derek seemed to become very tired and fell asleep very quickly. But after a short nap, he suddenly woke up and conducted a ritual. I suspected that his mind wasn't lucid while doing so, and that he was controlled by the mysterious man. So they think Klein is the mysterious man controlling him at that point. By the way, the ritual had elements of a secret deed. Okay. Colin pondered for a while and said with a solemn expression, as Colin said the same thing Amon said, as expected. They both said the same thing. I don't know if that was iron. I don't know if Cuttlefish was being intentional or that was just a coincidence. But there's one thing we learned: there are no such thing as a coincidences. There's no such thing as a coincidence. As expected, perhaps he was communicating with his main body via this method. What exactly is his purpose? Why did he spend 42 years at the bottom of the spire in peace? The Black Shadow naturally couldn't answer this question as it continued. After the ritual, Derek no longer showed any abnormal behavior. Does this matter need to be dealt with immediately? If that mysterious person's main body is attracted here, we might not be able to deal with it. Colin remained silent for a few seconds before saying, continue the observation. The mysterious person has yet to show any substantial malice, so our reaction can't be too intense. Sai, do you remember there's a prophecy? Reasonable development? I got traumatized by 008 just a little bit. Sai, do you remember that prophecy? It's almost time for this disaster to befall. What disaster? Do you remember the prophecy? It's almost time for disaster to befall. The further we explore, the more strange ruins we find and the more dangerous the items we harvest. By your will, your excellency, the Black Shadow slowly retreated back into the ground and disappeared. At this moment in the Berg household, Derek began to cough so violently that his heart seemed to almost burst. Cough, cough, cough. He crouched down and coughed non-stop until his throat began to itch, and he coughed out something. Splat. A translucent... Is it the worm? A translucent object slid across his throat and fell to the ground. It was a worm with the length of a thickness of a finger. Ugh. There were some transparent airs on its body forming rings. The 10 rings. Derek had seen something like this at the bottom of the spire previously on the bed, right? That was what was left behind, right? Like instead of a characteristic, that was left. And he was certain that he was already free of Amon's influence. He bent down and... Don't touch it, dude. He bent down and picked up the translucent worm, and finally he was able to count the total number of rings on its body. Oh, there's a different amount. There were a total of 12. The last one had 10 rings. This one has 12. What is its use? What can I use it for? It seems to be dead. Derek lost himself in thought. Eat the worm? Don't touch that. Fucking throw it away. Winter County in the northern part of the Lowen Kingdom. Lowen Kingdom? We have not been in the Lowen Kingdom in a cool minute. Well, I mean, specifically, we've been in Backland. But winter. Okay, we're in winter. We need easy emote. That'd be a funny emote. I actually can't add more emotes. Unironically, I'm not asking. I'm not trying to plug myself and ask for more memberships. But I think I was trying to add more. We can probably change some. But it did say I couldn't add more emotes unless I had more members. I was like, oh damn, that kind of sucks. So I just switched out my old buff one for the Pog face. But that'd be a cool next one. Yeah, like an EO emote. I think that'd be funny. Winter County in the northern part of the Lowen Kingdom, a black Gothic cathedral towered over the snow-covered mountains as it occupied a vast stretch of land. This is already hype. I'm seeing snow. In front of it was a cliff, and its surroundings was a vast expanse of whiteness with utmost silence. This was a church of the Evernight goddess's headquarters, known as the Cathedral of Serenity. Okay, that's some big lore. All right. The dark-haired, green-eyed Leonard! Oh my god, it's Leonard! No! We haven't seen him in so long! Is he a Red Glove member? Shut up! Are we getting him in Volume 2? Dude, I'm so excited! No! No, my dear poet! Oh my god! Oh, sing to me, Leonard! Fucking sing me and put me to bed, bro! Fucking hold me and grasp me, dude. Holy shit, I missed him. I was so fucking mad when I thought he was gonna be the main character of Season 2, Volume 2. I was like, I ain't reading this shit. But now I miss him. Our handsome dear poet is finally back. Holy shit, dude. So he's a Red Glove member. The dark-haired green... I forgot he had green eyes. The dark-haired, green-eyed Leonard Mitchell had a black windbreaker and drapes over him, and he wore... He's a Red Glove member. So now he can explore outside of Tinkin City. Wait. Yes, yes. Oh my god, so we might run into him then in Volume 2. As he wore red gloves and walked out of his room, having successfully advanced and stabilizing so he advanced. Having successfully advanced, so he's sequence 7. Having successfully advanced and stabilizing himself, he hadn't been given the opportunity to participate in any operations yet, as well as some exercises and so-called mysticism courses. After going around a corner, Leonard saw a staircase leading down. Then... What the fuck am I reading? After going around a corner, Leonard saw a staircase leading down. There he saw Captain Dunsmith. Bro, stop. Wait, I'm crying. Wait, what? Is this a flashback? With a pair of dark gray eyes and dressed in a black windbreaker. I'm gonna cry. And Clyde Moretti, who exuded a bookish demeanor, standing there, smiling and waiting. Oh, he's reminiscing. Why am I crying? Why am I so emotional? He tilted his head back inside. My memory has also gotten worse. Oh, wait, it's not Leonard. It's Leonard. Wait. Oh, my God. It's not Leonard. My bad. I used it's Leonard. I know. We had like a whole scene. I'm like, oh, it's pronounced Leonard. Oh, Leonard. This part made me a little sad when I read. Dude, I'm sad. I got all emotional, dude. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm like, sorry you see me cry, Alma. Oh my god, we haven't seen Leonard in so long, and he misses him. Remember when he had to like tell Benson and Melissa the tragic news, and he was crying, telling him like Klein is dead? That was heart-wrenching, dude. What's up, Mama? Long time no see. He tilted his head back inside. My memory has also gotten worse. I've already forgotten that the two of you no longer exist. Leonard looked away and walked down the stairs to the first floor of the cathedral. He knocked on the door and entered a small room. Dude, Klein was with him for like in retrospect, he wasn't with him for that long, but he probably left like an everlasting impression, bro. Like he probably left such a good impression on him. Like, this is a good guy. And I arrived to hear Leonard is remembering his time. Yeah, man. Rip Klein. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to the original Klein, man. Whatever happened to him, dude. There were chairs in his room, and some Nighthawks wearing red gloves sat around. So this is the new Nighthawk squad. Leonard found a seat at random and sat down, smiling as he chatted with his friends. After a while, the high-ranking Decons, Crescent Sismir, oh, he's back! We haven't seen him in a cool minute. With his propped-up collar covering his chin and lips, walked in, sat right in front, and said to the crowd, Today's class will inform you of things you need to pay attention to. As Red Gloves, you will travel to different places, and there's a chance of encountering dangerous high-sequence beyonders. If their intent is obvious and they want to kill you, the only thing you can do is to leave a trail behind so that the subsequent investigators will be able to find an appropriate clues. The exact method includes. But most of the time, high-sequence beyonders won't always attack you directly. They will utilize you based on all sorts of factors. You must be alert enough to not be fooled. One would say the fool. Will Izugeki reading lessons ever be over? I think not. He'll continue to Badoon for the rest of his life. Probably, Rani. Lord Badoon Sharul. Wait, what? I know. You know, even after like how many hours, we still mess up some words. A good amount of words. But most of the time, high sequence. You know what? That's part. You know, that's half the fun. You know. But most of the time, high sequence beyonders won't always attack you directly. They will utilize you. They will utilize you based on all sorts of factors. You must be alert enough to not be fooled. And here are a few things that we have summarized. Sitting in the back, Leonard listened with a smile and great attentiveness. His target for revenge was a high sequence beyonder. No way. He also wants to take out. We're on the same side, bro. Let's team up. Sismir paused for 2 seconds and continued. In the first case, some high sequence beyonder will pretend to be hidden existences, using promises in the hope to deceive you into reciting his corresponding description. Literally, they just describe Klein. In the second case, some high sequence beyonders might be restrained in a sealed state. They will act as mystical items that can help you get out of your predicament. So, like, one will pretend to be like the magic genie, right? Okay, Leonard. Yeah, not. No, I've been saying Leonard, and you guys corrected me and said it's Leonard. Sup? I'll tune in later. Wait, I've been saying Leonard this whole time, and you guys told me it was Leonard. Right? Okay, hold on. We'll talk about that after. Everyone, you see, it's not just me, it's everyone. Say it like Leonard. Yeah, it's Leonard. You calling me a nerd? yeah, I am. Yeah, it's cool. Leonard, yeah, it's Leonard. Leonard? 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 Leonard. Wait, hold up. Let me finish this chapter. We're all saying it differently, man. Guys, you know what? We're gonna do a poll. Whatever the poll... Hold up. I'm actually pause the stream. We're gonna do a poll. Don't listen to them. They're mocking Leonard. You know what? We'll do it after. There's 40 plus of you guys here. Holy shit, dude. That's crazy. You know what? No, we've asked Google Translate and you guys said it's wrong. We used Google Translate and you guys told me it was still wrong. You know what? I'll use it one more time. Are you guys ready? We're gonna do it one more time. All right, hold up. We're doing this live one more time. It's still wrong. We're gonna do Google Translate. All right.
Leonard.
It's Leonard. We honestly need a whole stream just for pronunciations. Yeah, it's Leonard.
Leonard.
Leonard? Oh, and then Amon.
Amon.
Amon? What the fuck? Amon is wrong. Correct. Okay, Leonard is correct.
Amon.
Okay, let's get back to the reading. I lost my place. Hold up. You must be alert enough to be sitting in the back. Okay, sitting in the back, Leonard listened with a smile and great attentiveness. His target for revenge was a high sequence beyonder, Ince Zungwil. We're coming for him, man. I can already see Leonard and like Klein teaming up when you take him out, dude. It's gonna be so beautiful. So Smear paused for 2 seconds and continued. In the first case, some high sequence beyonders would pretend to be hidden existence using promises and hopes to deceive you into reciting his corresponding description. In the second case, some high sequence beyonders might be restrained in a sealed artifact. They will act as mystical items that can help you get out of your predicament. For example, a magic lamp that can grant you 3 wishes. Did I not just say like a magic genie? Or a wishing pond. The third case is for a high sequence beyonder potion named Parasite. Oh my god, Amon is a parasite. The third case is for a high sequence potion named Parasite. Amon is a parasite. Because he latched, like, his astral form latched on Derek like a parasite. So he's a parasite. They often claim that they have lost their bodies and can only survive together with your spirit body. And he was bound to his spirit body. They can only rely on you and will not harm you. He didn't harm him. They will then give you knowledge. They will then give you wait. Sequence name drop. Wait, that is what the fuck? That's a sequence name drop reveal. Wait, that was just revealed. I'm over here thinking like, yeah, was that not common knowledge? Wait, hold up. I think I was acting as a pretty good YouTuber there for a sec. I'm pretty sure I fooled you guys thinking I knew that. So many worms? I'm not used to that, man. There's like the maggots on the empty like throne, and then we had like a worm like in Derek's mouth, and then we had one on the bed. Like we had the maggots and that old lady back in volume 1. Write that down. We will write that down. I'm actually updating my notes now, so we are writing it down. They will then give you knowledge. Well, I skipped the freaking line. They will then give you knowledge, formulas, and all sorts of benefits, hoping that you can become a sudden foreshadowing. Hold up. Because he said, as expected, the fool, right? Okay. Hoping that you can become powerful so that you can one day help him reconstruct his body or take revenge. In reality, the Beyonders or parasites will only become nutrients for the parasite, thus prolonging the parasite's lifespan and condition. As Leonard listened, his smile faded. Okay. What sequence? We don't know. Let's update. Holy shit. We can, like, low-key digest so much from that fucking paragraph alone. Like, unironically. There's so much to digest with just that statement. Yeah, hold up. Quick talk. Quick breakdown. Yeah, there is a lot to digest. I'm even gonna, like, spam my own little emote. You know? That's kind of funny. Like, there's a lot to break down. So, Their goal is that you become powerful enough and help them reconstruct their original body or take revenge. So Amon was leeching or being a parasite towards Derek after he was expelled from the Great Fog. He said two things. He said, as expected, the fool, right? I'm guessing they claims. Yeah, I know it's claims, but I'm guessing Amon was probably a parasite towards the original fool for whatever reason, I dropped my mic, prolonging his lifespan, right? And now he was probably trying to gain access to the Great Fog and see who's the new fool, right? So when he latched onto Derek because he sensed the Great Fog, he was like, as expected, like the fool is back, right? But now instead of like the previous fool, it's Klein. You're saying what 10 minutes late? Why and how? Wait, what was that inevitable? Backlund is in Lowen, by the way. We've never been out of Lowen. I know we haven't been out of Lowen. I know it's like Tinkin City and then there's Backlund. But it's been a while since they've said like, oh, Lowen. They've been recently just saying like, oh, we're in Backlund or like East Borough. But when it said Lowen, I'm like, oh, like what part are we going to now? The kitchen, Haley? You know it. You know it, bro. Okay. Woo, there's a lot. There has been a lot to digest since the last read-through and this read-through. And now we're with vampires. Okay, let's pause and let's keep going, dude. Hold up. Let me do 365. Let's keep going. How much time do we got? We still got like 50 minutes. Easy cosplaying a chef. You know what? I should be a chef when I'm fucking reading Lord of the Mysteries now, huh? Get like a whole chef like cosplay going here. I think that'd be funny. That'd be so fucking funny, dude. Unironically, that'd be fucking hilarious. We need to be prepared to call 911 just in case. In case he burns the kitchen. All right, let's continue. All right, timestamp. We're at 58 minutes, 21 seconds. Copy, paste. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, next chapter. Chapter 365 is called Vampire with a Unique Hobby. I'm excited. As I say that, let me replay this. The Cathedral of Serenity looked particularly beautiful that night. It complemented with crimson moon high up in sky that coldly illuminated the land. Leonard entered his single room, took off his red gloves, and tossed them onto a wooden table. With a grim look, he sat... Dude, he is so sad, man. With a grim look, he sat in front of the patterned glass window, his back facing out as he bathed in the moonlight. After 10 seconds of silence, he said softly, almost gritting his teeth, "So you're a parasite." This is lore. Not gonna lie, I'm happy so I can be... Yeah, not gonna lie, you're happy you're sick? Bet, dude. Hey, man, I'm happy for you too. You know what? I'm probably gonna be sick a few days next week, you know? We never know. Who knows? Maybe... Okay, we are getting Leonard role. Remember, Leonard is always acting as the main character. He's probably been putting up this farce because he probably has his own parasite. You're a parasite. Leonard... Oh, this is so hype. Now I'm getting why you guys love Leonard. I missed him so much, dude. I'm so happy he's back. The absolute shock on Easy's face was priceless. What shock? I've never been shocked reading this. Yo, Cook? Yo, what's up, dude? I'm reporting for duty. Head chef reporting for duty. Leonard's voice echoed faintly in his own ears, muffled by obvious anger, tension, a sense of loss and fear. In a blink of an eye, a slightly aged voice resounded in his mind. You can say that. What exactly do you want? Are you a being that's leeching my life through your parasitic means? Or are you waiting for me to become stronger so you can directly devour my beyonder characteristic, just like cultivating a humanoid potion? Leonard's voice was suppressed, but in no way slowed. The slightly aged voice in his mind laughed. I am your fortunate encounter. Didn't you always think so? You believe yourself to be unique and the protagonist of this era. Oh, that's literally what I've been saying. That's where he got it from. In fact, you aren't acting as arrogant and self-conceited as you usually do. Ultimately, you're wary of me. Heh. After I taught you the acting method, you didn't even focus on studying it. This has to be Amon. After I taught you the acting method, you didn't even focus on studying it. All you did was a very superficial attempt at it. You wasted a very long time before you digested it and even hit it. You didn't pursue the nightmare potion. It was only after you met with the spawn of the true creator and suffered a setback where you willingly advanced to sequence 7. Your regret has made you hallucinate. Leonard, think about it carefully. Would I not understand the Church of the Evernight Goddess when I dealt with them? Even the so-called Chanis hadn't even been born yet? How old is he? Oh, bye, Ren. You're heading out? Leonard, think about it carefully. Would I not understand the Church of the Evernight Goddess when I dealt with them? Even the so-called Chanis hadn't even been born yet. How freaking old is this parasite? Would I not know that the Church of the Evernight Goddess knows of parasites? Would I not realize that the Red Gloves would grasp certain secrets to prevent the infiltration of high sequence Beyonders? But did I ever stop you from joining the Red Gloves? After a few brief changes in expression, Leonard finally fell silent, saying nothing. The voice in his mind laughed again. Do you feel like you have aged faster than your real age? No, right? I can live for at least another 100 years. I'm not in a hurry to take over my host's life. As for your Beyonder characteristic, we aren't even in a similar pathway that allows exchanging. So, okay, so parasite has nothing to do. Okay, all right. So we're not on that poet one. If I swallow it, it would be equivalent to drinking poison, making me half crazy and increasing my chance of losing control. Do you think I would do that? Evernight is grouped with giant and deaf, while my Beyonder pathways goals is that of the apprentice and seer. What the fuck? Oh my god. Wait, hold up. Oh my god. So Amon is probably on the seer pathway or the apprentice pathway. And what a coincidence that Roselle said he regretted not going apprentice or seer. So he probably learned something that we don't know of yet. Okay. Oh my god. Dude, this guy like drops so many like little lore bits here and there, and he will not elaborate for a long time. Okay, Evernight is grouped with giant and deaf, while my Beyonder's pathway's goal is that of the apprentice and seer. Cooking or burning? I like that we don't know. It's connected to seer and apprentice, not that it is. No, I don't remember what seer is neighbor to. But wait, I thought you were gonna be like, but wait, there's more. How is he so dense? What'd I miss? Yeah, so he said he regretted not going those. At least he made progress. He regretted not being. He regretted not being one of those. Right? Oh man, this is so like. I love this series. Holy shit, I get so fucking confused, but I fucking love it, man. I love this shit. It's so fucking fun. And dude, I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. You guys are the ones helping me. You guys are like, wait, hold on. I don't mean it in a mean way, but you guys are like the positive parasite behind me, helping me out, you know? But I don't mean the word parasite in the bad connotation. I mean it in like the most humblest of ways. You guys are like the old man whispering behind me, helping me out. Bro, the third one is Marauder? No, yeah. Sierra Prince and Marauder. The ones Rizzo wanted. Yeah. That's yeah. There's three. Sierra Prince and Marauder. Yark, hold up. That might have been too much. That might have been too much. Hold up. Wait, I don't think we know that yet. I'm not even gonna think about that. I'll remember. I'll forget with time. I don't know how that relates to worms. I don't want to think about that. Hold up. That might have been too much. The slightly aged voice in his mind sighed. No, you're okay, Yark. It's okay. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'll forget it tomorrow. Didn't I already tell you? I've suffered tremendous damage, and I need a host to recover slowly. And I have to hide from a terrible enemy. The Nighthawks, the Church of the Evernight Goddess, is quite a good choice for a host. Leonard lifted his head, looked at the ceiling for a few seconds, and said in a deep voice, "Will you be discovered by the Archbishop's higher-ranking decons or other sealed artifacts?" The slightly aged voice replied leisurely, "If parasites were so easily discovered, that high sequence ranking decon named Sismir would have just given a warning and not sent all of you to be checked. Of course, parasites do leave traces. The Church of the Evernight Gods has the means to determine this, but it's relatively complicated and troublesome. It will cause certain losses and substantial dangers. It might even affect that goddess, so before you become a high-ranking decon, making qualified to participate in the meeting for the upper echelons of the Church and interact with a Grade 0 sealed artifact, there's no need to worry. By then, I should have recovered and embarked on my own journey." So he's a good parasite. Leonard listened with a serious expression. After all, he said, "You have a terrifying enemy. Who is he? Or who is she?" Okay. All right. "What is it?" Leonard asked. The slightly aged voice suddenly became low and deep. "Amon!" So it's not Amon. Okay, it's not Amon. So there's another parasite. Okay. All right, so we have like one parasite hiding from Amon, and so Amon is the big bad parasite, and then this is the frailly little old parasite. Okay, so it's not Amon. Everything is connected. You bet everything is connected. Oh, and then we have a POV change. I'm sorry I'm a little out of it today. My parasite goat is here. Let's keep going, man. All right, the area south of the bridge, 46 River Bay Avenue. The owners of the house that were enjoying their dinner heard the tinkling of the doorbell. The only maid came to the door and through the peephole above the door's lock saw a policeman in a black and white checkered uniform. She opened the door and asked somewhat fearfully, "Sir, is there anything I can do for you?" The cop was none other than the disguised client who was attempting to take the initiative to perform. He was here to confirm that the partners of the vampire Emlyn White, the ones living at 46 River Bay Avenue, and the people who entrusted Stewart with the mission were law-abiding monsters. Yes, law-abiding monsters. Although this doesn't sound right and sounds a little funny, it's how I would react with my true thoughts. Klein emphasized in his heart. The policeman uniform he wore wasn't a fake that he specifically tailored. It was a product of his ordinary clothes and hallucinatory effects. Oh, it's an illusion. A magician had to do what a magician would do. Klein didn't monitor 48 River Bay Avenue because he believed that Emlyn White companions had long since moved away. As monsters and non-humans, moving to another residence was the most basic thing to do after a comrade disappears for several days. They had to suspect that Emlyn White was captured by the Nighthawks and the mandated punishers or other official Beyonder organizations, and it was necessary to assume that he might be dead at any moment. Therefore, what Klein wanted to do was to perform an investigation by conducting a survey. He maintained the arrogance of a low-ranking policeman towards an ordinary citizen. Without taking off his hat, he slightly raised his chin and said, "I have something to ask your master." The maid entered in a fluster and quickly brought back a man in his 30s wearing a thick shirt. "Officer, what would you like to ask me?" the man asked nervously. Klein stood at the door and looked outside. "Do you know the residents of Unit 48? "I do." The male owner was stunned for a moment before asking what happened to them. "They're involved in the case. You have to tell me everything you know," Klein said with a straight face. His face was also disguised, augmented with slightly hallucinatory effects. It was to ensure that he looked distinct from the great detective Sherlock Moriarty. The male owner suddenly came to realization. It's no wonder they moved away so hurriedly more than a month ago. Most of the residents of River Bay Avenue and the neighboring knew the Whites and their son. He was a handsome but eccentric young man. Mr. White is an excellent physician and is good at using all kinds of medicine and blood-letting therapy. Blood, vampire. Okay, I get it. Blood-letting therapy. Klein returned with a question. "Yes, although this has been regarded by many newspapers and magazines as old medical skill that had no effect, anyone who received Mr. White's treatments were cured. However, Mr. White also said that except for him, the other doctors who practice the blood-letting therapy are quacks." The owner gave his view. They're all quacks. "The blood-letting therapy is to accumulate food for themselves, isn't it? The only thing that is useful was the medicine. The vampire's family relied on bloodletting therapy to help treat patients while receiving food as compensation. If there weren't many patients or if their blood was very unhealthy, would they consider going to a distinct hospital to steal blood from a blood bank and drink from it? For such monsters, they really are law-abiding." Klein nodded and understanding. The emotional color changes in his spirit vision told him that the man wasn't lying. Seeing that the police officer didn't refute him, the man continued, "Mr. White and his wife are very nice people. Although they can't cure those who are seriously ill, they're still pretty good doctors for all the residents who live nearby." "Was your child Emlyn involved in the case?" The young man was too silent, as though he looked down on us. "He's always hiding at home, and I have no idea what's he doing." "Officer, are you hot? It's so cold outside." "He probably just hides in the day and comes out at night." Klein wiped the sweat off his forehead and said, "I've been walking around here all day because of this case." Next, according to his... Is he holding the sun emblem? Or the new charm he got? And that's why he's sweating, right? Next, according to his designated survey, he learned everything about the Whites and their son. Our family, one family at a time, he knocked on the door, asked questions, compiled answers, and came to the conclusion the White family was indeed kind, admirable, and law-abiding. It doesn't seem like a description of a vampire. Klein looked up at the crimson moon, which was piercing through the clouds, ready to make a final confirmation. He removed the hallucinatory effects from his body and started divining. I'm so sorry I'm a little out of it. I apologize. Whew. After making sure that there was no danger, he went around to the side and climbed into the house of 48 River Bay Avenue. Others might not know who had taken Emlyn White away, ultimately afraid of being followed up by an official visit from official Beyonders, but Klein knew what was going on and wasn't worried about a trap. As he entered the second floor, he used the moonlight to see the rooms were in disarray. Many things hadn't been taken away. Through these things, he could imagine the haste in which their owners had left. He even found some precious books of herbs and study, including some popular countryside folk recipes. As he walked, Klein entered one of the bedrooms and shadows came into the view. He jumped in fright, imagining that he had been ambushed. He almost snapped his fingers to light the match that he had been thrown outside. Fortunately, no attacks occurred. The crimson moonlight shone through the window, covering the entire room. Klein was finally able to clearly see what those black shadows were. They didn't have any spiritual luster, and they were figures of varying sizes. The biggest one was only slightly shorter than Klein. It was a girl wearing a gorgeous long skirt. Her sleeves and collars were covered with lace and ribbons. The female figurine was obviously more like one of wax. Her facial features were vivid and lifelike, and her golden hair and red eyes were alluring and beautiful. The smallest one was one size of a normal person's palm. It was a woman wearing a silver body armor. She looked valiant and heroic while looking magnanimous and beautiful. Magna something and beautiful. As his eyes swept past each figurine, Klein suddenly remembered something. Under the influence of Rizal, the development of the figurine art had two trends. One was the adorable type, allowing them to have a change of clothes, while the other strove to be more realistic. Klein looked around and couldn't help but exclaim, "These figurines are not cheap. Don't tell me Emlyn is a vampire who's obsessed with figurines." So he is obsessed with figurines. All right. I think we can do one more chapter. You just Googled it? King Vom? I don't even know who's King Vom. I think we're going to do one more chapter. Update. I think we're going to do 5 chapters today. Yeah, I think we have to do 5 chapters today. Yeah, I'm trying to be like 2 hours. I'm trying to be in and out in 2 hours. He is an anime figurine collector. You know who this reminds me of? Do you guys remember that one dude from Mushoku Tensei? That one dude that's obsessed with making figures? Emlyn is the weeb of LOTM. Yeah, it reminds me of that one dude from Mushoku Tensei. I forget his name. It's like he loves figurines, man. Except for Rizal. Magnan rhymes with man. Not Nomus rhymes with bus. Magna Nomus. Okay, I got it. All right, let's do one more chapter. Oh my god, my eyes are so blurry, man. I'm starting to need my glasses more and more often, dude. But I don't want to read them. I don't want to use them on stream because in case I show the chapter, like my eyesight is starting to get more and more blurry. So it's Magna Nomus. I'm late. No, you're okay, Unhinged. It's cool. We're gonna do one more chapter. We're gonna do one more chapter. All right. Mama? I don't know about Mama, but let's go. Well, wait, I lied. Let's not go. Timestamp. 1 hour, 13 minutes. 1 hour, 13 minutes. 06 seconds. Copy, paste. Come on, easy. You got compassion now. One guy needs 5 chapters out to him every day. He's at 150. Gonna catch up. Who? Oh, I have competition. Yeah, he reads 5 chapters of him every day, and he's at 150. He gonna catch up. Trust. I'm gonna read like 80 chapters in one stream. At least you have the option of having to use glasses all the time. Of not having to use them. Yeah, I'm trying not to, because I'm scared. Zanoba? Another person? Let me see. Oh, is this guy reading it? Oh, Zanoba from Mushoku. Yeah, his name was Zanoba. Anime was gonna catch up. We need a 24-hour stream. I know. We hope that you would do that. Wait, we hope that I do a 24-hour stream? I know, man. I have to see. Wait, hold up. Before I start reading, I was looking at my schedule for next week. I think I'm gonna have the day completely free on Wednesday. So far, the days I have completely free are Wednesday and Friday for next week. So either Wednesday or Friday next week, I'm gonna stream like a long time. Hopefully. I'm not trying to make promises that I can't keep, but potentially Wednesday or Friday next week would be a long stream. And then I'm gonna take a little road trip Sunday to Monday, so I'm not gonna stream Sunday and Monday. But Saturday morning I can stream early. I beg on my knees. Full day stream, Pog, Friday all day. Wiz will catch up in a few months. That you would read a lot of chapters to keep your lead on Wiz, but yo, man, you guys are scaring me, man. So why are you guys trying to scare me and tell me someone's gonna catch up to me, dude? Yeah, shit, dude. I'm not gonna be here this Friday, Sunday. Well, not this Friday to Sunday. Hold up. This is next Friday. Next, like not this Wednesday, Friday. Potentially next Wednesday and Friday will be like a longer stream. The fuck is this down here? Okay. Don't want to watch that meme on stream. That gotta make you scared so that you lock in more. That is, you know, it's working. It is working. It is working. All right, let's keep going. Easy, do 9-hour marathon, and my sub is yours. But give me it's like give me them all. Give me all your subs, Mayo. Give them all to me. All right, we can talk about this later. Start reading. Oh yeah, let's do one more chapter. Let's finish strong. Let's do one more chapter. We'll do 5 chapters today. Tomorrow's gonna be more than 5 chapters, and we're still gonna get a lead. All right, we gotta keep this lead going. We are like 200 plus chapters ahead, and we gotta keep it that way. After a thorough inspection, wait, chapter 366. We will announce that very, very early. Chapter 366 is called A Hangman's Ambition. After a thorough inspection, Klein confirmed that there was nothing odd about the White family and that the couple didn't even leave a single strand of hair behind, apparently to prevent anyone from tracking them down using divination. He returned to the bedroom filled with dolls, took 4 steps counterclockwise and went above the gray fog, intending to use divination for a final confirmation. However, before he got down to business, he conjured the female figurine who was nearly his height, and just like that, how he had done a divination for the mutated Sunsager emblem in Tinkin City, he picked up a dark red fountain pen and wrote a sentence on the yellowish-brown goatskin, its origin. Putting down the pen and holding onto the piece of paper, Klein leaned back in his chair and began mumbling as he slowly adjusted his mental state into a cognition state. After repeating this 7 times, his eyes turned back and his eyelids drooped as he entered a deep slumber. In the gray space, he saw a puppet craftsman working with extraordinary connection. He saw the red-eyed girl being placed in a room of dolls, and Emlyn White fishing out his wallet with his eyes fixed on her. Finally, the scene stopped inside the bed where Klein was presently located. The proud vampire Emlyn White, with his hair combed back diagonally, looked handsome but slightly delicate. He sat on the edge of the bed and looked at the doll affectionately, along with all the other puppets of different sizes. He truly is a fanatic of figurines. Klein opened his eyes and facepalmed. Soon after, he waved his hand, causing the puppet that he conjured to vanish from the space above the gray fog. When he was done, he picked up his fountain pen and paper and wrote another divination statement. Scenes of death in the last 10 years in 48 River Bay Avenue. According to the statements from the residents, the White family had been there for no more than 10 years, so Klein was able to lock onto a specific area, and he believed that if the White family were just superficially good monsters who were actually making disappearances, cases, all the time in order to suck warm, delicious blood, then it would be impossible to not have any happen at home. In a period as long as 10 years, there would always have been a few accidents as long as they didn't stop. After carefully checking the divination sentence, Klein recited it and entered cognition again, and rapidly falling into a dream. In the dusky world, his vision was sometimes pitch black, sometimes dotted with snowflakes, and sometimes splintered. However, no scenes appeared. This was the result of the divination nothing. No one had died in the last 10 years at 48 River Bay Avenue. By taking into account all the factors involved, it's possible to make a preliminary conclusion. The White family was a law-abiding vampire family, and other than a few instances of petty theft, as Klein looked at the long, modeled bronze table in front of him, he wrapped himself with his spirituality and plummeted into the gray fog. Returning to the real world, he carefully removed the traces he had left behind and left 48 River Bay Avenue. Instead of making his final conclusion, he took a detour to the River Bay police station, where he easily sneaked into the archives by mixing himself in among the thieves as drunkards, allowing them to serve as foil for his disguise. There, he boldly lit the gas lamps inside. Then Klein pulled out the last 10 years of missing person records and pages through them. From From time to time, the police officers on duty would pass by the doctor, but their eyes didn't notice any light leaking out from the archives. There's nothing suspicious at all. After an unknown period of time, the black-gloved Klein placed the docket back. Then he turned off the gas lamp, took off his hat in the darkness, pressed his hand to his chest, and bowed towards the lobby. On his way back to Ming Street, Klein took a shower, changed his clothes, and sat down at the desk and spread on the map of Backland. Then he had first brought on the steam locomotive. The first thing he did was find Rose Street, which was on the south side of the bridge where the Harvest Church was located. This was where Father Uchowski was the bishop of the cathedral and had Emlyn White imprisoned in his basement. Soon after, Klein's gaze moved as he familiarized himself with the names and the layout of the surrounding streets. A performance cannot be done too hastily or with an excessive thirst for success. One has to slowly immerse the audience into the act. Klein whispered, unfolding a piece of paper and lowering his pen. Dear Detective Stewart, I wonder if you found Emlyn White. I've been keeping an eye on you for the lately, and one of my informants told me today that he has seen this man on Tutivia Street and the area south of the bridge. Of course, he simply said that the person he saw looked similar to the man in the portrait. Putting down the pen, Klein folded the letter neatly, stuffed it into an envelope, affixed a black stamp worth 1 penny. Above the vast, boundless Sonia Sea was with undulated. Wait, I still think Easy shouldn't do any other novels. Yeah, maybe Monwa, because you guys were kind of scaring me. I didn't notice it was like 2,000 plus series when I looked at Shadow Slave. I was like, damn, it's longer than Lord of Mysteries. Putting down the pen and paper, Klein folded the letter neatly, stuffed it into an envelope, and affixed a black stamp worth 1 penny. Above the vast, boundless Sonia Sea, with undulating waves churning beneath, the Blue Avenger advanced forward steadily without any signs of shaking. Algar Wilson sat in the captain's cabin with a brass sextant in his hand, but his eyes were closed. Without a sound, a smile suddenly appeared on his face. I finally digested it. Algar opened his eyes and raised his hands. He finally digested it? He's ready? Causing the surroundings to glow with an azure light. The azure lights intersected and turned into a huge wave that swept forward. Algar pressed his hands together, and the wave disintegrated, turning into the countless raindrops that fell onto the dock. That is so badass. After nearly 4 months, his Seafarer potion had finally been digested. During this period of time, not only had he spent a long time wandering the seas, completing all missions assigned to him by the church, but he had also deliberately sought out new sea routes and sought out undiscovered islands. After a few setbacks, he was finally met with success. This in turn led to the digestion of the potion, allowing him to figure out his principles as a seafarer. The core principle involved being intimate with the sea, to masterfully grasp information regarding sea routes and the weather, as well as exploration and discovery. The always heavy Algar couldn't help getting out of his seat. He paced back and forth in the captain's cabin, thinking of the future he longed for. After obtaining the potion formula for the Wind Blessed and finding the corresponding Beyonder ingredients, he would hide his advancement to Sequence 6 from the church. Then he would repeat the same process again, striving to become a Sequence 5 ocean songster. Is that a reveal? Within 3 years. During this process, he had to serve as the captain of the Blue Avenger and avoid entering the mandated Punishers with its complicated social relationship so as to prevent his secret from being exposed. Wait, hold up. I think I hear Ellie crying. I thought he had a... I thought she just howled. No, never mind. That was outside. It was, right? Yeah, it was a reveal. Okay, so that was a reveal. So it was a reveal? This is exciting. Once I'm promoted to Sequence 5 and gain sufficient strength, I'll be able to secretly return to that place. Algar subconsciously looked to the right. Are we recording? Wait, I lied. We're not recording. Hold up, we gotta resume recording. Okay, sorry. I almost continued reading without recording. Once I'm promoted to Sequence 5 and gain sufficient strength, I'll be able to secretly return to that place. Algar subconsciously looked to his right. His gaze seemed to pierce through the planks of the ship and the vast sea, and onto an ancient and hidden island. Algar wasn't worried about his future advancement within the church. Can you guys hear Ellie? Once he fulfilled his wishes, he would be able to fully focus on seeking a high position in the church. At that time, he would continue to disguise himself as a Sequence 7 despite being a Sequence 5. Bro, this guy is gonna finesse them so hard. And drink another Wind Blessed potion? He's gonna drink another one? So he would drink 2 sequence 5 wind blessed potions. This would increase his beyond characteristics, strengthens him, and slow his digestion, but it wouldn't endanger his own safety. Sequence 5 is called Ocean Songster. What? So he's trying to drink 2 of them. For the same reason, after Sequence 5 was completely digested, he could bind another Ocean Songster and repeat the normal process. This would only push him closer to losing control, but he also had solutions to that. It was to find a woman to marry and transfer the fuck? He's trying to marry a woman. He's trying to marry a woman to pass on like his genome, or what's going on? Idol Algar, is he gonna start sinking in the ocean? Is he gonna be like Uta from One Piece? You remember the movie, the singing pirate? I mean, she wasn't a pirate, but like you get me, like a singster pirate. That's kind of funny. It was to find a woman to marry and transfer the extra beyond her characteristics to his child. After doing this, I'll be able to move closer to the level of Cardinal and approach the level of a high sequence Beyonder. This is my chance. This is my chance in such an era. In his mind, Algar had already sketched out his image of himself wearing the robe of a cardinal, as he occupied a high position in the church and had many mandated punishers under his control. After being intoxicated, is he drunk saying this? I would do it. After being intoxicated for a moment, he withdrew his gaze and he regained his senses. What follows will increase in difficulty with each step. Fortunately, I have the Tarot Gathering and Mr. Fool. Although there are dangers underlying it as well, any path to improve myself will involve risk. I have to try to gather those result diary pages as quickly as possible. I should grab the chance to raise the question and understand what that card besides Mr. Fool's hands is. The one which only shows its back. It wasn't there previously. Card results diary. Could it be an item Oh, he's speculating it. Could it be the item I'm thinking of? Algar's eyes narrowed as his pupils constricted. 15-minute streak. Klein yawned, switched off the gas lamp, and slipped into bed. He originally had another plan. He had wanted to use divination to grasp the origin of the biological poison bottle and obtain the first 3 potion formulas for the sequence from the werewolf beyond her characteristics. But after a busy night dealing with the matter regarding Emmeline White, he felt a little tired and decided to try again the next day above the great fog. Just as he lay down and closed his eyes, Klein suddenly felt that something was wrong. This was the spiritual intuition of a seer. It has already been several days since I obtained the werewolf beyond her characteristics in the biological poison bottle. It's not like I haven't been in a good mental state during this period of time yet. I have been repeatedly delaying the divination. This is very abnormal. Klein sat up, carefully thought about it, and recalled a similar incident. The first time he met Magoose, he had wanted to directly use his spirit vision to observe his mental state, but he naturally ended up missing the opportunity due to the momentary being taken aback. It was only at the end that he found out it was because Magoose had an evil god spawn in her stomach. His spiritual intuition as a seer had stopped him without leaving a mark, preventing him from losing control and collapsing right on the spot. Now remember, don't look directly at God, right? It's very similar, and this time it's even more obvious. I remember that Miss Sharon mentioned that the Rose School of Thought's control over their members far exceeds my imagination. Everyone's body and soul seem to be bound by something, which is also the reason why information regarding the mutant sequence is rarely leaked out. They believe in the chained god. So far, the only chained god we've known of is a true creator. He's like chained upside down, right? So it's not that. So when using the beyond, so it's another chained god. So when using the beyonder characteristics of a werewolf to deduce the corresponding potion formulas, it would directly involve this evil god and bring about the consequences that I don't wish to bear. Klein thought about it and seriously felt that there was something suspicious about it. Back when I divined the mutated sun sacred emblem and the ear left... The ear! Oh, I remember the fan art of some ear. Like the little M&M thing you guys were sending me. It was kind of funny, but there was an ear. Right? I lost my place. They believe in the chain god, so when using the beyond characteristics of a werewolf to deduce the corresponding potion formulas, it would directly involve this evil god and bring about consequences that I don't wish to bear. Klein thought about it seriously and felt that there was something suspicious about it. Back when I divined the mutated sun sacred emblem and the ear left behind by the listener, my spiritual intuition hadn't stopped me. Could it be that the chain god is stronger than the eternal blazing sun and the true creator? Or could it be that his nature allows him to restrain the gray fog and even be able to effectively invade it? Of course, the source of danger can also be the biological poison bottle. Thinking of this, Klein, who was always cautious, decided to attempt divining the biological poison bottle tomorrow and see if the seer's spiritual intuition would stop him. Bro is in love with the true creator? No, I'm not in love with the true creator at this point. No, I hate him. Despite how much you think Romero has pushed me, I still hate him. We literally lost Dunn Smith because of the true creator, and I will never like him for that. Ever. And I know Romero's mad at me saying that, but never will I ever show any respect for the true creator. He can lick my boots, bro. The true creator's the GOAT. Why do you say that, Romero? All my homies hate the true creator. You know what? I agree with you. I thought you were gonna hit me with all my Romero. That wasn't even a spoiler. He just hated that comment. Oh, that's funny, dude. Oh shit! Why the slander is like he didn't even unsend it as a as a spoiler. He just did not like that comment. He has too much power. All right, let me just update this. I do need to end stream. Nah, fuck it. I'll do one more chapter. We'll do 6 chapters today. We'll do 6 chapters. We'll do 6. Let's do one more. We're gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna end stream. Use specimen of a man up to the chapter. We are. Wait, hold up. Let me do timestamp first. My bad. Sorry. Let's see. We can both say. Almost at the same. Yeah, no, I think he does have the same, right? And he has a more consistent streaming schedule, and he's gonna become the best all-time arena streamer. How could you? How could you do that to me? W instigating? Yeah, you know what? That was W instigating. Is Z doing it? Wait, hold up. Let's do a little bit of investigating. Let's do a little bit of spectating. Does he stream 5 chapters every single day, Monday to Sunday? Hold up. While you answer that, let me bring Ellie. I don't know why she's barking like a mad lady. Are you trying to calculate when he will reach you? Yes. When will he technically reach me? Come here. Sit. Don't. Sit. Paw. 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 I'm gonna stream 10 a day. W Guido, you know what? He streams every day, but this week he has exams. Okay. So we gotta catch up. So we gotta do 6 chapters. Okay. So we gotta do 6 chapters. We gotta catch up. All right. We gotta keep the lead. Thank you. Thank you for all the instigating. You guys are motivating me more. But I missed the peak moment. Ellie hitting that teenager rebellion. She fucking is, man. You say that jokingly, but she fucking is. What are you doing? Okay, she's playing. She's just playing around. All right, let's do one more. Okay, let's do one more. All right, one more. Tuesday morning, the weather I lied. Everything's updated? Yes, everything is updated, so we're good. So I didn't lie. Chapter 365 is called Threatening Letter. Tuesday morning, the weather remained as cold as it usually was this season. Klein tightened the collar of his tweed coat, put on his hat, and pulled open the door. He was heading to the end of the street where the mailbox was to post a letter to Detective Stewart. Since it wasn't that far, there was no need to dress neatly or heavily, but Klein had just recovered from his cold, so he had wrapped himself up thickly just in case. Perhaps it was because of the strong wind last night, but the air in Backlund was surprisingly good. Klein subconsciously slowed down his pace and enjoyed this rare morning. As he passed Jurgen's house, he heard the oriel window creak open and instinctively turned to look. Standing in the window was Miss Doris, wearing a black plush hat and a thick grayish-blue scarf. He looked even worse than before, and her body was even more hunched. "Good morning, Detective Moriarty. Thank you for taking care of Brody. He said you're a good man, didn't you, Brody?" Old Granny Doris bent down and picked up the black cat with green eyes. "Right, Ellie? We like cats. Yes? No?" Brody used all 4 of his limbs and struggled in her embrace. Finally, he jumped down and lightly landed on the windowsill. But instead of leaving, he circled around and around, nuzzing Miss Doris with its head on one side without even looking at Klein. Was he being friend-zoned by a cat? Oh, that's funny, dude. Oh, man, was he being friend-zoned by a cat? Klein gave a self-deprecating laugh and smiled sincerely. "It's a happy deed, and even more delighted news is that you've recovered and have been discharged from the hospital." After exchanging a few pleasantries, he said goodbye and continued to walk down the street with a smile on his face. He had only taken a few steps when he heard Miss Doris call after him, "When Jurgen comes back, I'll have him pay you. Do I look like I took this mission for money?" The smile on Klein's face suddenly froze. He could only half turn around and wave his hand, indicating that he understood. When he was far away from Jurgen's house, his expression gradually turned serious, and he signed faintly. He had just activated his spirit vision to look at Miss Doris' aura and found that her situation wasn't too good. Is she sick? It wasn't only because of her old age, but also because of the cold weather and bad air in Backlund. All of those had very bad effects on her lungs. Miss Doris should be able to make it through this late autumn and winter, but it would be hard to say that for the next one or the next one. If she wants to live for a few more years, she would have to move to the south to the area around Desi Bay. It's a pity that it's likely that Lawyer Jurgen can't afford to do so now. Even I hadn't been to Desi Bay. Klein mumbled, came to the mailbox, and stuffed the letter. This was a prelude to his performance, and this evening he would head to the Harvest Church to deactivate as a detective and do the rest of his preparations. After buying a Desi pie for breakfast, Klein returned via his original path and was quite at ease. Before he got close to the house, he saw an elegantly decorated carriage parked outside. 2 ladies in black hats and ribbons were anxiously pulled on the doorbell, while the maids and bodyguards were scattered around as though they were on guard against something. "Miss Deline, Ma'am Mary, do they have something to entrust me with? They look very anxious." With the paper bag containing the Desi pie in hand, Klein approached and said with a laugh, "Ladies, it should be time for breakfast." When they turned back to see Detective Sherlock Moriarty, Ma'am Mary was visibly relieved. "Mr. Detective, you have to help me." In Klein's spirit vision, there was nothing fake about her anxiety, nervousness, and fear. Therefore, he nodded his head and pointed at the door and said, "Let's talk inside." As he spoke, he glanced at his landlady, Celine, and he noticed that her condition was entirely different from the past 2 days. He had become very low and dejected, as though she wasn't interested in anything at all. What happened to her? Although his landlady liked to show off a little, she's someone who loved life a lot. Klein took out his key and opened the door. "Hi, Ellie." After entering before she could sit still, Ma'am Mary impatiently said, "Let me do this while I'm holding Ellie. Detective Detective Moriarty. Hi, Ellie. Come with me, because we're still reading. Detective Moriarty, I received a threatening letter." Threatening letter? Klein put down the Desi pie, clasped his hands, and asked, "What does this letter say?" Ma'am Mary glanced sideways at Miss Deline, and seeing that she wasn't quite as active as usual, she said after some deliberation, "That letter asked me to handle the smoke of the factory impartially when I carry out the atmospheric pollution investigation and to acknowledge their contributions, or else I would end up like the doll that came with the letter. The doll's head was ripped off and its arms and legs were broken." Ma'am Mary seems to recall the feeling when she opened the letter, and she said with a trembling voice, "This is the first time I've encountered something like this. I don't know if it will become a reality or not. I didn't know. Ellie, you're leaning up on the mic. Can you guys hear her? I didn't know that I would have to experience such cases when I become a member of Investigation Council. I didn't know. Ellie, don't lick the mic. Don't lick the mic, girl. That's funny. Don't do that. I didn't know. Let's keep going. Ma'am, perhaps Emperor Rizal once said that there are only two ultimate forms of hatred between people. One is to murder the other person's parents, and the other is to destroy the other person's means of earning money. Klein solemnly nodded his head and said, my suggestion is to report it to the police. From his point of view, Ma'am Marys was now a member of the National Atmospheric Pollution Council. Her status was completely different from before, and the police would certainly not take the threat she received lightly. Moreover, this involved Ellie, ow. Bro would be in his revenge arc? Probably, yeah. Emlyn would be heartbroken for that doll. He would go on a rampage. He would turn into an evil vampire if somebody touches that doll. Moreover, this involved the important development of a governmental policy and wasn't an ordinary matter. So there was a high probability that the police department would hand the case over to the church beyond organizations in order to solve this case as soon as possible. Hi, Ellie. You better not be growling at me. Based on Ma'am Mary's status as a follower of the goddess of the Nighthawks was an inevitable choice. This was even if Klein wanted to share the reward, he didn't want to involve himself in that. I've already done so, but it doesn't reassure me. Mom Mary's pursed her lips and said, do you know what they said? They said that threatening letters were formed by cutting the words from newspapers and the dolls could be bought from anywhere. It would be very difficult to find the sender in a short period of time, and they only send one policeman to protect me. Goddess, this is how they treat a helpless citizen. Cry for me. Mom Mary's paused. Ellie. Aw, shucks. Oh, you're gonna have to rewind to see you read 363? No, it's okay, Win Valley. Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in for a bit. Mom Mary paused, looked earnestly at Klein and said, Detective Moriarty, I believe you can help me not only because of your performance from the matter as before, but also because of Mike's approval. Aaron's praise and Talon's extolment. Ellie, you gotta chill, okay? Stop barking to come in, and then when I'm live, you get mad at me. Stop being such a teenager. Stop. Give me the cute, sincere puppy from your year one, from your beautiful days when you weren't always barking and growling at me. I miss that. Come on, give me that. Please. Pretty please. Pretty please. And I have to clean your eyes once the stream ends, okay? I'm sorry. Catch you in a bit? No, it's okay. And I lost my place. Aaron's praise and Talon's extolment, and I know you made a great contribution in that serial murder case. Don't worry, I will pay you well enough. Your words make me happy, but something doesn't seem right. Unless the police have already been bribed, they would probably transfer it to the case of the Nighthawks, and with the beyonder means, such as divination available, it will be impossible for a letter made up of words from a newspaper to avoid detection. The sender would have either been caught already, or it would have means to interfere with divination. The latter would only lead to a far more large-scale intervention by the Nighthawks. No matter what the situation is, it will be different from the hard situation it handled now, Ellie. You got chill, Ellie. She does not care. Ellie does not care. Klein didn't answer Mom Mary's right away, but he carefully analyzed the abnormality of this matter. The living room, Ellie, suddenly became unusually quiet, Ellie. Quiet in silence, because I love you. The feeling of silence made Mom Mary Stelline somewhat uneasy for some unknown reason. At some point in time, Klein had fished out a coin and made it bounce and roll between his legs as though it were a habit of his to focus his thoughts. Suddenly, the coin flew up, and then he flew down steadily onto the palm of his hand and its back-facing wall. Look at Ellie. Klein was surprised. He was divining whether this matter involved danger, but it turned out to have none. If such a threat really exists, I am so sorry for that noise. If it's really annoying, let me know. That's kind of cute. If such a threat really exists, even if the sender doesn't have any consideration abilities, it would still result in a certain degree of danger. It's impossible to have none. Is it just a simple threat? Or Klein suddenly thought of another possibility as he smiled and said, Ma'am Mari, don't worry, you can go back home in peace. If someone comes to you in the next 2 days to discuss this issue so as to make it public, allowing the citizens to know the true intentions of those factory owners in order to incite anger among the public, then you will be fine. The possibility which Klein had just thought of was just that the threat was a trap set up by the council so as to incite the public to use their anger, allowing the atmospheric pollution investigation to be carried out smoothly and lead to the subsequent bill which would benefit them. This would explain why the police are responding in this manner. Why do you say that? Ma'am Mary asked frowningly. Klein smiled and replied, that's what I've deduced. And if what you claim doesn't happen in 2 days, Mom Mary pressed. Klein said sincerely, then I would provide protection. In any case, there's no danger, he added inwardly. After comforting and sending off Mom Mary, Ma'am, why am I saying Ma or Mama? What the? It's Ma'am. Ma'am Mary, he went above the gray fog to confirm the matter and received the same result as before. By then, his Desi pie, his pie went cold. His Desi pie turned cold. Mom Mary returned home. I have to give her my socks. Sorry, TMI, guys. This is gonna calm her up real quick. Look at that. She's freaky. She's freaky. She's in the socks, man. I don't know why. Ma'am Mary returned home and with some apprehension and uneasiness, wondering if she should invite Stelline to stay with her for a few days. At that moment, the housekeeper informed her that the eldest son, Count Hall, the chief secretary of the National Atmospheric Pollution Council, Mr. Hybert Hall, had come. After both of them entered the living room, before Mom Mary could even open her mouth to speak, the handsome blonde gentleman spoke first. Mom Mary, I heard of what happened to you. It's a disgrace to Backlund and even the whole kingdom, and I'm deeply sorry for that. Don't worry. Everyone in the committee will stand with you. Thank you for your concern. Ma'am Mary responded gratefully. After a moment of consideration, Hybert Hall said, Ma'am, I wish to get a reporter to interview you regarding this incident. I want to tell everyone about what happened to you and how despicable this act is. I want to let everyone see how outrageous those people who have contaminated Backlund's air are. There's no sign for repentance. Please agree to my request. It's exactly as Detective Moriarty described. Ma'am Mary was momentarily at a loss for words. After breakfast, Klein rested for a while. Since he had nothing better to do, he went above the gray fog in preparation to divine the origin of the biological poison bottle. This time, he didn't delay it at all. Klein is always farming aura. He's still saying Mom. Mom Mary. It's Ma'am. Ma'am. It's Ma'am. Ma'am Mary. Let's update. I think we're going to leave it there. And we will continue here tomorrow. Hold up. Wuthering Waves music. You know what? I'm going to hit the gym for an hour. And I'll be listening to like the... I'm gonna type like best of Wuthering Waves. I'll see what fits it. Easy. Our big crybaby and Wiz, our analysis guy. What do you mean, man? You know what? I get emotional. I'm only human. When I read something good, when I read something good, I get emotional. I'm only human. When I read something good, I get emotional. Was it a nice stream with 6 chapters in 2 hours? I'll be honest. It shouldn't take me this long to read 6 chapters. No, I mean, I do. Fuck yeah, man. When I'm at the gym, bro, I'll be fucking listening like System of the Down, like crazy as death metal. Like, I'll listen to like the Doom Eternal soundtrack. Start singing. It gets me pumped, bro. Easy and Wiz collab when? You know what? I was thinking about that. We could probably do one like when he gets to the end of Volume 1, maybe. Not gonna lie, I wish I started Honkai Sorrow after I read LOTM to see if there's any references since they are both Chinese. I kind of want to go back and play Honkai. I know Romero hates me for saying that. But I re-downloaded it again because my friend kind of convinced me to play it again. I was like, oh, I'll check it out for a bit. And I was like, I have so many good characters in that game. And I like a good turn-based. Hi, Ellie. Hey, what are we doing? Huh? What are we doing? Why you gotta be so moody with me? Huh? Why are you so moody with me? You know I love you, right? Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Are you crying? Yeah. Right, come here, I love you. I love you, Ellie. Romero said easy and whiz up. Nah, sorry. We'll like once he gets closer to Volume 1, we'll do it. Played Octopath Traveler yet? Bro, I have such a... Look, I have such a giant backlog when it comes to gaming, man. It's crazy. Look, let me see if I can show you all these fucking games I have that I have not played. I have a lot of games on this little cartridge thing. Oh, can't show the chapter. But I have, look, let me show you the ones I have on cartridge. I have Bravely Default 2, Catherine Full Body, Fire Emblem Engage, Fire Emblem Warriors. Where's Fire Emblem 3 Houses? What the fuck? Final Fantasy X-10-2, Octopath Traveler 2, Animal Crossing, Mario Deluxe, Smash Bros. I have a lot. Wait, what the fuck? I'm missing Fire Emblem. Wait, hold the fuck up. I'm missing... Wiz will reach Old Neil's death today. Bro, is he streaming it today? I was gonna tell you that. Like, I want to tune in when he's at that point. Is he gonna stream today? I want to watch that. Fuck yeah. Wait. Before we head out. So he's gonna get to that. Because I'm rereading it right now. And I'm like, well, like, for my notes. And, like, I'm at 160. And, like, we're almost there, man. It's like, that shit fucked me up. Now, Wiz is streaming tomorrow due to exams. Oh, you did say he has exams. That's when we got more time to catch up and get ahead. All right. No, it's all right. I want to watch that. Fuck yeah, I want to tune in for that. Because I cried like a little bitch when he died, man. That shit fucked me up. Like, I thought Old Neil was my grandpa for a sec. I'm like, fuck, man, I love this old man. And then remember when they teamed up with the mandated Punishers on that boat? Oh, man, what a good fight. It was so cool. He's like, yeah, man, this is the life of Beyonder. Wiz warns 2 to 3 hours before his stream on Discord, but Wiz is more lore-orientated? Ah, really? I'm a little nah, I'm more like cooking-oriented. I'm more of an emotionally orientated person. We just started a beautiful collab. We did start a beautiful collab. Ellie's barking at me so much. Hi. Ellie, do you want to do this? Ellie, here, let me grab Ellie for this beautiful outro. Come here, you beautiful dog. Come here, you beautiful dog. Come here. Hey, come here and say goodbye. Ah, what are you doing? Hey. Why are you biting me? What are you doing with my finger? Why are you biting me? I act way different for both of you. Well, easy, it was fun, but I need to go sleep. Yeah, you gotta go to sleep. Yeah, sorry, man. I'm sorry the time zone is so bad for you guys. But let's do this beautiful outro. I'm gonna hold Ellie. We'll do this outro because she's acting a little moody with me right now. Let's do this. Wait, I fucking lied. Timestamp for outro. 1 hour. I'm gonna put you down for a sec, Ellie. Got chill. Calm down. Take a chill pill. Hold up. Overall thoughts. I am out for both of you, but I act way differently. Really? That's cool. He was surprised when I said something nice. He's like, oh. Like, oh, why thank you, Romero. Hi. Chill. Good day, evening, afternoon, or night to all of you. Was an easy YouTube boxing match. Like the chess boxing, but when are we doing it? When's the boxing? When's the boxing tournament? The boxing tournament. All right, we'll leave it there. But we're gonna end today's stream. Ellie's been barking like a crazy lady. I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know if it's because she's in her second age, and she's at that age where she's acting like a teenager. But I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow at roughly the same time, and we will be reading more than 5-6 chapters at a better pace. I'm sorry, today's pace was a little off, but it's okay. It's okay. We win some, we lose some, but tomorrow we will definitely win some back. But I'll leave it there. Yeah, we are. Yeah. So well, hold up. First of all, I want to know more about Amon. Right now, our pronunciations are a little off. But I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what's going on with these parasites. So now it's like we have like 2 potential parasites, and then we have the other dude with the molecule that was at the museum. Like, is he another host of Amon, right? Because you know how he said, oh, that wasn't his main body. Like, can he have more than one fake body at the same time? Or, like, can he only, like, be a parasite for, like, one body at the time? I have so many questions. There aren't enough answers right now. We're going to find out more soon. But I think I'm going to leave it there. Ellie, stop. I'm trying to do my outro. And I will see you all next time. Hey, what's up? Why are you acting like that to me? Hey, stop. Why are you being so mean? Why are you being so mean to me? Their pathway is one of the 3 pathways. Maybe. Well, he said it's connected to seer and apprentice, right? right? And then the third one Roselle mentioned was that one. Bye-bye, everyone. I don't know, man. I'm excited. I want to see how all this connects back to Klein and him being the fool. Especially since Amon said, like, of course, the fool. Like, I want to know why he knows of them. Why does he know of all this? Like, I have too many questions. It's called Lord of Mysteries for a reason. But we will find out more, okay? So I'll leave it there. See ya. Have a beautiful day. Sorry for the scuffed outro. But I will see you all tomorrow. Okay, guys. Peace. Oh, you know what's funny? I'm looking at my chat, but I have my camera close. So technically, I think I should move chat on this side and then Newt's on this side. I'll see. I still believe that, Romero. I 100% believe that. Like, I believe at one point, we're gonna run into, like, one high sequence Beyonder that can literally digest any potion he wants. Like, you know how, like, right now, my favorite pathway is a shepherd? There's probably gonna be someone at one point that's, like, the ultimate shepherd. He's gonna be, like, some sequence 1, sequence 0 dude, like, mofo, that has, like, complete control over every single pathway. And it's gonna be so broken and busted. And it's probably gonna be connected to Seer, right? I don't know, because if he has control over the great Shepherd, I love Shepherd. I love Shepherd. Shepherd is my favorite. The Parasite one is interesting. There's a lot of interesting ones out there, but like as of right now, like Shepherd is the GOAT. I love it. On the True Creator, that would make the book trash. Well, depending on how they do it, right? It's like it all depends on how you make a really broken character. Some series, when you make a broken character, it just like it breaks all immersion, like in the fantasy world, and you're just like, I don't see how we can beat them. But like if it's done right with good taste, I think we can do it. Bro making meta? Like we're trying to like redefine the meta in this series or what? Hi Ellie, yes, let me take you out now. You ready? You wanna go for a little walk? All right, guys, peace. I'll leave you guys there, okay? Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, guys. Later. Ooh, that was, you know what? We'll work on our outro. Okay, bye, guys. Yeah, I say we'll work on our outro this deep in, but as I said, we win some, we lose some. All right, later, guys. Hi, Ellie. Imagine, like, oh, this is where I go, and I forget to turn off stream. No, he's talking about meta for meta box. That's an OP character. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Meta box. I love that. I didn't know that. Okay. Hi, Ellie. Hi. Do you want to go out? Come here. Go get it. Alright, guys. Later. Peace. Have a beautiful day. Not gonna lie, I need to watch... Are you guys talking about Megalobox? Medaka box. That's something else. I'll look at it. Don't watch. Read.